do the disclaimer. Disclaimer. Before we dive down to the rabbit hole, deep down in, deep, real deep. Before we dive down the rabbit hole, the deepest of deep, the depth. Before we go right the way down the rabbit holes, the deep depth. Please note that all views and opinions expressed in this stream are based on wild theories, internet lore, and claims made by external sources. Thus, the opposite to internal. They are curated purely for your entertainment and interest. And yes, they may or may not be heavily exaggerated for comedic effect. If things get a little too intense and spicy for you in here, you know what to do. Please remember to breathe, calm it right the way down, and feel free to switch off the video at any time. Alternatively, keep rewatching it until you either get the joke or fully uncover the conspiracy within. You've been warned. I mean, let's get it on. What we've been doing is we've been slowly but surely working our way through a Steven Seagal film. And Steven Seagal, if you guys are unaware, might be one of the most fascinating anomalies, human anomalies on Earth. He's an international man of mystery. Everything I've ever seen of him changes day by day. So he's probably the tallest man on Earth. He's probably got the best jeans, denim jeans collection you've ever seen. And on top of that, yeah, his hair looks good in a ponytail. He ties it right back. He's got the strength and the modality and attitude of a bully, but he will not have it known on paper that he is a bully, even though everything points towards him being a massive bully. Whenever I see him in films, it's like he's bullying every single person in the world. And all of his early films, I can't speak for his later films because I'm not well versed on them, but his earlier films before Under Siege, we're talking pre-Under Siege, he's like part written and produced the movies. So the movies are all about him, and they're very good. I will say they are quite cool in their own way, and they're quite good. But they're always based around like a rogue cop that doesn't listen to anyone. He doesn't even listen to the boss, who could potentially fire him because he's not really following the rules. And if you don't follow the rules, you just get moved on, don't you? You just get thrown up. You get called up on it. You get charged on certain things. And yeah, he's not up for that. He's not going to follow any rules at all. Is our Steve. Big Steve. Big ass. He's not going to do it. So he writes his own dialogue. He writes his own storyline in his own movies that he's produced. And he never has like Jurassic Park starring William Dafoe, which would be a good crossover. Or like Back to the Future starring Barry Manilow, in the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. It's always like Steven Seagal is up for a laugh. It's always Steven Seagal is the hardest man on earth. Steven Seagal is hungry to punch. Stop. That's probably one of the best films he's never written. There has to be a film. Steve, if you're listening and you're watching, please make me a producer on the film Hungry to Punch. Because Steven Seagal, Hungry to Punch, I think I could do a really good script for you. I think it would be great. And what would be even better is that, like, I'm your long lost son from one of your side hustle lovers. Do you know what I'm saying? And I come into the story because I've got like Seagal blood in me. So I start wearing jeans and bullying people and all that. Do you know what I mean? And I won't listen to any rules. So anyway, he produces his own films. He writes his own titles to the films. Well, I'm assuming he does, because what I'm saying is the way that the titles are framed are like no other film. Because his name as an actor is part of the title. Steven Seagal is hard to kill. Steven Seagal will punch you down. Steven Seagal is dripping in denim 3. Steven Seagal. Look, he does that. He does that. It's like a meta-universe thing going on. Pre-meta-universe. Before we have the definition of the word. You know, like all those like one-line sayings and stuff they say about Chuck Norris. Like, why does Chuck Norris have a beard? Because, well, what's underneath Chuck Norris' beard is just like a fist. Is like his chin is made of it. And all these other things, right? Like when Chuck Norris does push-ups, he doesn't push up. He pushes the world down. Like below him. Like all this kind of stuff, right? So I think, apart from Steve letting me write a film for him, we'll get into who Steve is and who Steve isn't. I don't think anybody knows who Steven is and who Steven isn't. So like, every film he's in, he has to be the cop. It's like, it's such a mad juxtaposition because not only is he the cop, the law enforcer, the bringer of peace, but he's written himself in a way where he's a rogue cop, a renegade cop, a cop that won't play by the rules. So he's a cop that's essentially the bad boy. And women love bad boys. So, and he knows that. So he's I want to be the bad boy, but I want to be the good guy bad boy. So he's written himself in everything as the good guy bad boy. Imagine that. He's like, I want the best of both worlds. I want to bring people to justice because I want women to be proud of me, not scared of me. I want women to want to stand by my side and put their hands in my jeans pocket. Do you know what I mean? But I also want them to be like, I want to scare women into their feminine, into their inner feminine, because they can't believe how much of a man I am. Steve knows multiple languages. Steve went to Asia and taught. Steve went to Japan and taught people how to speak Japan. Said they were doing their native language wrong. Started teaching them enough. And they were like, oh yeah, that is the alphabet. Thanks, Steve. Steve went to Korea and like fixed conflict in real life. Steve went, yeah, exactly that. Anti-hero. But anti-hero, hero. Like, he wants to, like, keep switching it up. Because even the bad guys in the film look like weaklings to Steve. Like, they pull up and they're all like, I'm a bad guy, chewing gum, wearing boots. And then he turns up with 2 sticks of gum and 4 boots. A spare pair of boots in his kit bag. Yeah? Like, that's what Steve's doing. Steve's coming in with his own gel and a wet look gel in his bag, and he's just fucking, he's so badass. But at the same time, there's this like, he's created a myth for himself from the very beginning of his career, and he's literally forged his own career. I feel like I should take a leaf out of his book, a page out of his book, a leaf out of his tree. You get leaves from trees logically, but that's not the saying, is it? But I want to take a leaf out of the tree. I want to take a leaf out of Steve's tree. He's got in his first film, he's got a female partner, Pam Grier. She's like, Nico, behave yourself before I have to kiss your neck, you bloody bugger. He's like, okay. Also, Steve doesn't lose his composure at any given time in life or in the movies. Steve doesn't raise his voice above a whisper because he needs to keep every single octave and semitone of his voice intact, just in case he has to bust out the golden voice and like sing to someone. Do you know what I mean? Because Steve can also play guitar, mind. Like, he's released an album, and one of those tracks is called Strut, and he does the song in patois. So fucking Steve's bilingual, right? Steve knows many languages for a start. And then on top of that, Steve writes his own films. Steve produces his own films. Steve like changes the way that his films are named based around his name, which is mad. Because not even Brad Pitt does that. Not even some of the world's big... Al Pacino doesn't do that. Al Pacino, Val Kilmer, what's her name? Robert De Niro. Like, Heat. The film is called Heat. Do you know what I mean? It's about the story. But Steve's like, what if it's not just about the story? It's about me and the story. And you're like, you first in the story? Except you got it, pal. Me with the story. This is my story. Me in the story is in me. I'm not in the story. I'm not a character. Without me, there would be no story. You want it to land like that. And boy, does it land like that. So we're not going to go through every film. But like, personally, we are going to watch every film. But I think what we should do is at least take a little glance around the universe of Seagal and see what we can find on this like universal hero that is like the mystery box that is Steven Seagal. The 7'2" mystery box. The 7'2" denim jeans bootcut mystery box that is Steven Seagal. Because I've also seen like footage of him in interviews where he's like, I'm from Russia originally. And then someone else asked him a question. He's like, I'm from Mongolia. And then they're like, where you from, bro? And he's like, Japan. He's just saying he's from everywhere. Yeah, he's from everywhere. Multi-man. He's like, man of earth. Mental. Also, I'll say this. Steven Seagal wasn't in a movie with Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones was in Under Siege with Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal was the lead part, mind. And Tommy Lee Jones was written as like the bad guy. So Steve had to take him down. But check this out. Here's just a couple of things I know off the top of my head. And I don't really know that much about Steve. Is that Big S also, after his acting career, and we're saying it like, so he's done like Aikido and all this stuff. He's been a champion, right? He's actually championed and like beat people in competitions and all this other stuff. There's no taking away from him that he is a big fella. And I have seen him like slap grown men down in films. So also the style of his movies are quite interesting, which is why I like him. And I'm not saying I'm a big fan of Steve. What I'm saying is apparently, word on the grapevine, this man is a savage liar. And also that this man, allegedly is a pig. So, but we don't know this. This is what these investigations are for. Because we're intrigued, Steve. We'd like to know more. And maybe chucking a couple of spin kicks for the boys. So we can have a look, do you know what I mean? Kick a tin of beans off the wall. You know what I mean? To get something going here. Punch a bag of crisps in half. You know what I mean? Open a bag of quavers with your fist. Really fast. Throw it in the air like that, then go, ha! And then let's have them crisps open. Every single crisp intact, though. I don't want to see a quaver smashed. I think that's how much we need to see from Steve. Anyway, what I'm saying is that given all these things that we know so far, just off the top of my head, there's something else as well, right? Is that after a certain time he spent in doing like every form of police film that you can ever imagine. We all know what movies are, right? Movies are like fictional works that can reflect and be inspired by events in real life. And storylines can be borrowed from real life events and embellished a little bit. But what I will say is Steve done so many cop films that Steve's thinking, I am a cop. I should be a cop. I'm going to be a cop in real life. And then they've gone, but Steve, we're all big fans. But you've got to do training, bro. And he's like, nah, I am training. So I think Steve was thinking, I'll retrain the police force. So Steve ended up putting a TV show out where it was like Cops. It was like the show Cops. It was like a real life documentary style POV, not POV, but you know what I mean, like run and gun, handy cam footage show where Steven Seagal would kick people's doors in when they were like on bail or they were like running from, like Dog the Bounty Hunter, but with cops. So imagine you're out in the mix. You got a warrant out for your arrest. You've been into some shit. Slinging powder and that. The boys, yeah? Ringing cars. Shit's happening, right? Shit's getting hot or whatever. You know there's a warrant out. 2 warrants. Fuck it. You're like, fuck them. They ain't gonna get me or whatever. Doof, doof, doof. Police, open up. Doof, doof, doof. He's like, nah, we ain't opening that. You ain't getting through our door. Do you know what I mean? She fucking new wave council composite. You ain't kicking that through. Boom, boom. Different kind of pounding now. Wa-boom. 5th pound. Fucking size 11.5. Cowboy boots, snakeskin, come through the door. What's happening? Thigh, knee, ankle, denim on a police officer. Must be unmarked. Unbelievable. What's this? Like, snakeskin matching belt. Slammed through. She fucking box cut. Slung collar. Leather jacket. Bulletproof vest underneath. Slick back. Black tied back. Wet air. Steven Seagal's come into the house. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's skinning up by now. People have just got warrants out for their arrest. Steven Seagal's first. Then the police are behind him. That's what we're talking. Yeah, you'd be like, what the fuck's going on? Is this the police? Is that Steven Seagal? You'd be like, is that Steve? It would leather jacket just squeaking, bro. But he's talking soft Italian leather. None of that squeaky stuff, bro. So soft Italian leather. Just in case like a woman falls and trips and brushes her cheek against his. She goes, oh my God, that's the best thing I've ever felt. Steve lets her face brush across his jacket and catches her by her shoulders and go, it's all right. Do you want me to walk you home? What I'm saying to you is, right, you think I'm making this up? I'll show you. Steve's got a fucking show where he's kicking people's doors in with real police officers. That's how far this man has gone. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. So I think we should start by just the basics. Right, let's start with the basics. Let's start slow. Let's start easy. Let's start with his, do you know what I mean? Let's start with the basics. Let's just start with the basics. Let's kick it off. I was looking, Steven Seagal, right? This article, blah, 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 blah. No one cares. Stephen Frederick Seagal, mind. Born 10th of April 1952, is an American actor, producer, screenwriter, martial artist, and musician. Doing it all. He's a 7th Dan black belt and a Shihan in Aikido. Aikido, sorry. Aikido is Aikikai is the original school of Aikido. So he didn't just do anyone. He went to the original, the OG. Do you know what I mean? The original thing. The maddest way you can do it. He's like, I went to the fucking 12th century school. The first time anybody kicked anybody on earth. And then everybody looked at that man and was like, what the fuck was that? Like, before Jesus. Someone kicked someone. And that man was like, want me to show you? Like, he started showing people how to kick people in the chest. How to roundhouse kick. Start developing kicks and that. Mad. That turned into the original form of Aikido, which Steve learned from. The original one, right? Mental. He began his adult life as a martial arts instructor in Japan. We're starting here, we're starting there. We ain't going anywhere near his childhood or where he grew up or none of that. We're starting straight there. We're starting beginning adult life, mind, as a martial arts instructor in Japan. So we're talking 18. where he became the first non-Japanese and American to operate Aikido dojo. He operated one. So he taught people, which is what he shows in the beginning of the one film. He later moved to Los Angeles. Of course he did. Where he continued teaching Aikido. In 1988, Seagal made his acting debut in Above the Law, which is what we were watching last night. First film, Above the Law. Thin Seagal, right? Coming in thinny, like the thinnest you'll ever see, Steve. Because after that, he's just fucking slamming kebabs into him and just whomping it out. Got Henry Rollins' neck, just going in after that. He's a big boy. Where he continued teaching Aikido, blah, blah, blah. Above the Law, which is regarded as the first American film to feature Aikido in fight sequences. Wow. So he's breaking records. By 91, he has starred in 3 commercially successful films and went on to achieve greater fame in Under Siege. Jesus Christ. By 92, where he played Navy SEAL counter-terrorist expert. Look how he did it, though. Navy SEAL counter-terrorist expert Casey Ryback. A role he reprised in sequel Under Siege 2, Dark Territory. In 94, he starred in his On Deadly Ground. During the latter half of the 90s, Steven Seagal starred in 3 more feature films and the direct-to-video film, The Patriot. I love a direct-to-video film. Fuck all the nonsense. That's what he's saying. He's saying, we don't need to do none of that. Cinemas. Fuck that shit. What do I want? A bunch of jumped up people who watch movies? I'm not doing that. And they're like, Steve, why are you making movies then? He's like, just go straight to video. I want to make a film and I want it out next week. I don't want any of this PR. I want it to be kicked into the video machine so people can just get on with it. Can watch it at home. They can start kicking holes in the plasterboard. Let's get it in. His career shifted, blah, blah, blah. His career shifted to mostly direct-to-video productions. I told her he's up for it. He has since appeared in films and reality shows, most notably as the main villain in Robert Rodriguez's Machete. Well, I didn't know that, and I've seen that. Wait, can you see him on the cover? Steven Seagal. It shows the, oh, there he is with a sword in the bottom right. I bet you weren't happy about that poster. Can you see that poster where he's like the smallest character on there? Oh, no way. They done him dirty in 2010. And Steven Seagal, lawman. Stop. This is what we need to look at. Look. Stop. Lawman is an American reality television series that aired on A&E. Perfect. For its first 2 seasons and reels for its third. It's going down, Les. Going down. By the 3rd season, they were like, Steve, we don't want to keep doing it. And he'd be like, I want to keep doing it. And they're like, all right, man, you have to. His agent's like, maybe we should switch companies. And he's like, why? And he'd be like, no one wants to tell him the truth. Because he'll slap him down in jeans. Just take it to reels. No one's even ever heard of reels. What's reels? What's reels like? It stars actor, martial artist, and musician Steven Seagal performing his duties as a reserve deputy sheriff in Jefferson Parish, Louisiana. Season 1 and 2, unbelievable. Season 3, it premiered December 2009. I've been working as an officer in Jefferson. This is a quote. This is for 2 decades under most people's radar. Stop, man. Stop. That's a lie. 20 years. This man's been working as an official police officer for 20 years under most people's radar. It's Steven Seagal. It's not Danny DeVito. What radar are you looking to get under? But even Dan, you're going to see Dan, and you're going to look Danny DeVito, man. Penguin. What's happening, son? So we're Sunny in Philadelphia. Love the show, man. Do you know what I mean? Sign my shit. Absolutely. Come on, man. Steven Seagal ain't doing 20 years as a police officer under the... This is... I'm calling now the first lie. I'm calling now the first fabrication. Allegedly. Right? Steve, leave it out, son. Right, where are we at? Parish, 2 decades under most people's radar, said Seagal in the premiere episode, The Way of the Gun. Seagal continues, I've decided to work with A&E on this series now because I believe it's important to show the nation all the positive work being done here in Louisiana. So why not? So if you're going to do that, why not just fund the show? Why not fund the show and use your influence as an actor and your connections to link it all together and let the police do the work? And then you just show the positive work by doing that. Maybe like host the show. Maybe do like a little, if you want to get your face in it or whatever, just do an intro to it and say that's exactly what you want to do. Just be like, I wanted to show how much positive work that the police force are doing down in Louisiana. So, and you don't even have to say I funded the show. Just be like, so this is what we've come up with. Yeah, I want you guys to support and really understand the good work that police really do and blah, 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 blah. Like, nah, he's not doing that. He's like, I want to kick the door off. I want to do it. I want to show, to see the passion and commitment that comes from the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office in the post-Katrina environment. Seagal's current rank of Reserve Deputy Chief is largely ceremonial. So what does that mean, right? Largely ceremonial means it's bollocks, innit? Do you know what I mean? They've just given him a title. They've just been like, give him a badge, will you? We all have a Steve film, don't we? We love it when he kicks someone in the face and slaps a man down. Go on, give him a badge. And then they'll have a fag with him and talk to him outside. And they'll be like, Steve, you know when you, do you know when he was in like above the law? And you slapped that fat man who was shorter than you and looked way weaker and had like glasses on. Prescription glasses. They looked really thick, they did. Didn't know if you could see it coming even. Not saying it was a bitch punch or whatever, bro, or a sucker punch. But do you know when he slapped him? Did he just slap him for real? Did he really? Or did he put sound effects on after? And he's like, no, every hit I do for real. I'm not a very good actor. Funny joke, but everyone on the set always tells me, you know, Steve, ease up. I can't. I only do one way. Steven Seagal way. And then that's it. He's just telling everyone he's hitting people around in the show. Like, ever wondered why my action films look so actiony and so good? It's because it's real. I'm punching him. That's what he does. Unbelievable, Steve is. Ceremonial, Reserve Deputy Chief, mind. Deputy Chief is mad. Crazy. History. According to Seagal in the late 1980s, Jefferson Parish longtime sheriff Harry Lee, sent a picture of him. Look at Harry Lee, mind. Bob, living a dream. The fucking hairline of a wildebeest. Harry Lee was an American law enforcement officer, lawyer, and folk figure who served as a sheriff of Jefferson Parish, Louisiana. He was first elected in 1979 as the 13th sheriff and was re-elected 6 times, having served 28 years and 6. So wait. This man, Harry Lee, has served 28 years and 6 months since 79 as a fucking sheriff, right? The 13th sheriff of Louisiana. Steve's telling us that he's done 20 years of law enforcement, official law enforcement, under most people's radar. I don't know, man. It's like being a qualified pilot under most people's radar. I've been flying planes for 15 years without people knowing. And look, well, bro, no. Some people need to know. Like air traffic control. You've got to log all your flights. Do you know what I mean? You definitely have to have a license, bro. You can't just nip into a plane. You can't just slip up to fucking Asda and just fill a plane up and then just pull off wherever you want out of a field. It's mental. You can't be doing none of that, right? Because being a pilot or being a police officer are 2 of those jobs that absolutely have to have documented accountability, right? You can't just be like, oh, I feel like I'm a police officer. I feel like I should just tell everyone that I've been doing it for 20 years. You'd be like, man, you've been watching films. You've been in films. You've been starring in films, slapping people around in jeans. And this is what's... Look, man. Harry Lee's stood there. Real deal in it. Again. I'm not saying another real deal, Steve. I'm just saying, bro. I don't know, man. Okay. Harry Lee asked Seagal to train... Hang on, stop. According to Seagal in the late 80s, Jefferson Parish's longtime sheriff, Harry Lee, so that man, right, asked Seagal to train some of his deputies in martial arts. That's not too far, right? That's not too far. The actor further claimed, so there's the claim there. I'm going to claim out that the success of these classes led to Lee asking Seagal to join the department as a reserve deputy. I do not know about that. The Peace Officer Standards and Training Organization, which accredits police officers, had no record of Seagal being certified. So there it is. Right? You can't see that, can you? Sorry, guys. There it is, right? First official lie on paper quote out. This is Wikipedia, though. And I think anyone can edit this stuff, can't they? But who knows? Because, I mean, there's one on paper. So this is the statement is there. I'll read it again. The Peace Officer Standards and Training Organization, which accredits police officers. Obviously, you know what that means. These are the people that hand out badges. Yeah, you are an official police officer. I grant you standards of being a police officer. You've stopped drinking and slamming a skag up your vein. Like, you're not a wiki. Like, you can jump over a wall wearing loads of clothes and all that. Yeah? Do you fancy a donut? Yeah, I love it. You're an official police officer. Slip in the uniform, son. Like, these are the people that do the standards, do you know what I mean? On paper, there's, right there, is like the first, what looks to me as a fib. Because he's like, I've been a cop for 20 years, under the radar. No, you haven't, but production. Because it says here, the Peace Officer Standards and Training Organization have no record of Steve being certified. Production. On April 14th, blah, 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 blah. Let's skip over this. Lawsuit. Wait. No, we won't. On April 14th, 2010, the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office announced that production of second season episodes had been halted due to a lawsuit filed against Steven Seagal on 12th of April, 2010, by his former personal assistant. Here we go. Caden Nugayan. Nugayan claimed Seagal committed SH. Bum, dum, bum. Look at the photograph they're using for it as well. Very serious, very real, but still. So they're doing gene to gene, hand on gene contact. She's folding her arms. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Weirdly enough, the Wikipedia for SH has a man wearing jeans and a leather jacket just like Steve's. He might be the poster boy for that. Yeah? SH'd. Illegally. Stop. Right. So SH, she accused him of, and illegally trafficked women for sex. Failed to prevent SH. Retaliated against her. Wrongly terminated her employment. And made false representations about her employment. Nugayan also alleges that she was asked to join Seagal's harem. Which included 2 Russian women. So what he was doing, essentially, was setting up a religious cabinet of women that he could collect. He's trying to, like, Pokemon women. He's trying to, like, catch them all. Get them all in, yeah? Mental, Steve. Wow. Look. Wait. Which included 2 Russian women. Nugayan was to be a replacement. On April 13th, 2010, Seagal's attorney, Marty Singer, who had a terrible voice, by the way, couldn't sing a note, he was tone deaf, said that the lawsuit was a ridiculous and absurd claim by a disgruntled ex-employee who was fired. Nugayan sued for over $1 million. Right, so devil's advocate, because we know nothing. Sometimes people understand the power of, like, fame, don't they? And they know that someone's been involved in, like, movies, and they don't get to see bank accounts, but being his personal assistant, maybe his behavior was a bit mad. This is a maybe here. I'm not taking anything off this girl. I'm just saying, maybe his behavior was a bit of a shithouse, and maybe she was like, do you know what? Like, I've put the time in here. I've put up with some fucking bullshit off in mind. I need to get what I deserve. So I tell her what I deserve. I'm going to make a claim, right? You fired me now because I dropped an orange, right, on your new rug. You had a new rug in. I dropped an orange, and as I had the tray in my hand, the orange rolled off. Not my fault, it's round. Can't buy square oranges. I've gone like that to bring it in. Perrier water, like a cheese and ham sandwich on white bread with the crust cut off, right? The orange has rolled off. I've stepped on the orange. The acidity's gone into the brand new Persian rug, and it's spot. There's a stain on a corner. So you fired me for that. It's not on, it was an accident. I asked if you wanted orange juice. No, I like the segments. You wanted the segments. Unbelievable, right? I want the segments. Give me a segment. Steve said. She stepped on the orange, ruined the Persian rug. Fired. So she's thinking, you're out. Get out, you're sacked. She sacked him. He sacked her, sorry. Maybe she was like, I want more I deserve. Or maybe, like in the photograph, Steve did make advances that were unwarranted. Maybe he did. Maybe there was just suggestive behavior. Who knows? But the lawyer's obviously going to say it's a ridiculous, absurd claim because it's his job to defend Steve by a disgruntled ex-employee who was fired, right? But she sued him for over $1 million. I wonder if she won. All right, cool. So this is what obviously the AI is bringing back. Caden Nugent filed $1 million lawsuit against Steven Seagal. Yeah, human trafficking and wrongful termination. So she's claiming 3 things there, right? The suit claimed Seagal hired her as an executive assistant, but intended to use her as a sex toy. Whoa. Like a fucking glove or whatever. He's big enough to just like have her wrapped. Stop the jokes. To join his harem of Russian attendants, and that she was, essayed 3 times during a stay at his Louisiana home. Seagal's lawyer, Marty Singer, dismissed. However, the allegations significantly impacted Seagal's career, leading the halt of his A&E reality show. So there we are, right? He was with A&E for 2 seasons, wasn't he? And they just said in season 2, these allegations came up. These allegations came up in season 2, which is why then he ended up going to fucking, what was it called? Jeez Louise TV or whatever. Like, they just put him on cable. They were like, bro, what? His lawyer was like, we're going to be all right. It'll be all right. It's going to be all right. We're going to get you. And Steve's like, it's not going to be all right. Got him on another Steven Seagal lawman after local law enforcement involved in a series distance. Stop. Look, so the police themselves that were in the show distanced themselves from the actor. Think about that. Nugans or Nugens, or how have you pronounced their name? Legal team cited fear of local police due to Seagal's role as a commissioned deputy in Jefferson Parish as a reason for not immediately contacting law enforcement. So there was It's Always Sunny. The implication, there was an implied law enforcement threat. Not a threat, you know what I mean? Like an intimidation kind of, I'm with the police and I'm tall. Where are my jeans? You've got them on, Steve. My other pair. Oh, they're over there. Obviously, we know what jeans are yours because you put them on the washing line and the fucking cars are running over them at the front because the legs are so long. The lawsuit was eventually dismissed. Okay, so it's been dismissed, though the court documents did not specify if a settlement was reached or if the case was dropped. Oh, for fuck's sake. So we had no... Stop. We got to find out whether there was a settlement, haven't we? Is this the woman? This is the woman. We're not to know about this then. They've closed it and they won't tell us any further than that, right? Season 3. We don't care about that. This is us, right? So that exists. Let's keep it pumping, right? Steven Sausage Fingers. We should have got it there then. Sensei Sausage Fingers. We should have got it then. Wait. So Steven Seagal Law Man, we're back one page. Sorry. Which depicted Seagal performing duties on as a reserve deputy sheriff. Seagal is a guitarist. Here we go. Seagal is a guitarist and has released 2 studio albums. Songs from the Crystal Cave, which is she's in our top 10. It's a classic. There he is. He's so big he can't fit on the photograph of the fucking album cover. Look. 7.5 foot tall. And the photographer couldn't get a wider lens. They were like, Steve, just cram it in. Just put the guitar by your face. Pretend the guitar is a woman. Got you, bro. Got you. And if that's the case, then I'll trap her in the house with the rest of the women. Mental. And Mojo Priest. Look at the album cover on Mojo Priest. Boosh. He's going for a Crosby, Stills and Nash vibe there, isn't he? He's like, I want to know that, like, I've done my time on the front porch. Like BB King, Buddy Guy. Do you know what I mean? Lead belly. Giving it Clapton, Crosby, Stills and Nash vibe. Just doing that. Come on, Steve. And performed on the scores of several of his films. Oh, he did! Please let him be on the one we are watching. We got to find that out. He has worked with Stevie Wonder, Tony Rebel. Yeah, but Stevie Wonder didn't know who it was. Not because he didn't know the act. Because he'd never seen any of his films. Stevie Wonder's like, ooh. And he's like, oh, remember that film you listened to the other night? He'd be like, all right. The one with the man whispering all the way through it. They're like, yeah, he's here now. He'd be like, where? And then Steve's like, I'm here, Steve. From one Steve to another. Unbelievable. Stevie Wonder never saw one of his films. Mad. Mad. Tony Rebel. Patrick George Anthony Barrett. Better known as his stage name, Tony Rebel, is a Jamaican reggae DJ who both performed on his debut album. Shut up. Stevie Wonder's on his... Come on, man. Stevie Wonder just did a lick or whatever in the studio and they recorded it on a voice note, do you know what I mean? On a dictaphone, and then just slapped it on the album. They put it on a fucking skit or whatever. He's been involved in a line of therapeutic oil. Oh, come on, man. This is getting better, guys. Can we get a crate of Steven Seagal oil? Products and energy drinks. Oh, it's so good. Seagal is an environmentalist, animal rights activist. I'm fully backing now, though. And supporter of 14th Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso. All right? Right. In 2004, he was inducted into the Martial Arts History Museum Hall of Fame. Seagal has been the subject of controversy during his career since 1991. Stop. We only read that one. Since 1991, multiple women have accused Seagal of SH or assault. A supporter of Vladimir Putin, he backed the Russian... Right, cool, whatever with all this. Right. He was granted both Russian and Serbian citizenship in 2016. 2018, he was appointed Russia's special envoy to the US. Diplomatic. It's just, you haven't got diplomatic immunity. They've given him diplomatic rank. Stop, man. Stop. So what we're saying on, like, one woman coming out, she's a model, right? She's a young model. She's working as a fucking, what do you call it? Assistant. PA. She's a personal assistant to Steve. Say if she's like, I fucking hate him. I'm sick of like the way he speaks to me. And because, verbal assault and it's not SHs or SA physically, but even verbally, if he's suggestive, it still makes people feel uncomfortable. And that's not nice. And that's in a professional environment. That's already like, that's not on. That's already not on. That's grounds to like at least report him or say, do you know what? I feel uncomfortable. I don't really want to be here anymore. And then he's like, yeah, well, tough shit. You're contracted in or whatever. At that point, she'd have to be like, let me see the terms of my contract. so I can see where the contract can be voided. Because if you're doing shit that I don't like, and that's, do you know what I mean? I'm uncomfortable. That's one thing. But what I'm saying is, trying to be devil's advocate. Say that he didn't do that, and she was just a gold digger. Cool. But multiple. When there's multiple women, well, I'm not saying that makes it real either. Coincidentally, they could all be. It's all alleged, and we don't know. There it is. Seagal has been described as a pathological liar. For the definition, in case anyone doesn't know, pathological liar is a chronic behavior characterized by habitual or compulsive tendency to lie. It involves a pervasive pattern of intentionally making false statements with the aim to deceive others, sometimes for no clear or apparent reason. Unbelievable. Due to his propensity of making greatly exaggerated or outright fabricated statements about his personal life and achievements. For instance, this is us. This is what we've come here for. Because we all thinking the same thing. Come on, Steve. What's actually going on here? Mental. For instance, Seagal has stated that he was a student of the founder of Aikido, Morihei Ueshiba. So Morihei Ueshiba was a Japanese martial artist and founder of the martial art of Aikido. So he's saying the man, like I told you, the man that originated the original, like, Aikido kicks and all that. He was like, no, I know him. First time, best student I've ever had. Yeah. He said I was the top one. If there's a black belt or whatever, I had, like, invisible belt, because it's one up above from black. So, yeah. Charcoal belt, they used to call it. But then I went above that as well then. So, you know, the one I got, the man said, no one else is having it, Steve. Can't call it Steve belt, 'cause it'll be unfair. And then other Steves will want to come for it. So let's just call it an invisible belt that only you can have and no one else can have. There's only one. It's one of one, but she fucking limited edition, because I don't believe anyone else is going to have your ability. And if it wasn't for me inventing the actual art form, you'd beat me. I'm old now, so I'm not gonna test you. You've trained really well, but me at your age, I think you would have beat me. So, yeah, go forth and multiply. Despite the fact of Ueshiba died in 1969 when Seagal was 17, and 5 years before Seagal moved to Japan at age 22. So straight away, flaws, mental flaws. Flaws just lies straight away. When he moved there to avoid the draft of Vienna, he ran away. So in the film that we just watched, called Above the Law, he depicts himself as going to Vietnam and not only leading the troop, but like the only one that's not wearing an army helmet, the only one that's not wearing any armor, the tallest man in the platoon. And the CIA come into the actual film, the camp, and they're like torturing the opposition. And Seagal and his troop in Vietnam are like, just like a normal unit. So they don't even know why the CIA have come to torture these people. They got hold of them. But they're just there, like they got, you know, chain of command. They got to fall in line, so that they'll be like the personal assistants to the CIA. CIA's like, get him in, pull him into the hut, tie him up and that's what they'll do. They'll be like, we don't have no idea what. Okay, cool. Chain of command. Steve stood there looking at it all, and he's like, don't like the feel of this. Doesn't matter what you don't like the feel of, bro. It's a chain of command, whether it's unfair or not. Steve's standing up for the enemy now, right? Of the US, United States or whatever, in the film. And then they start torturing this guy, and every time they hit the guy, Steve's like, stop doing it. And then the man's like, who the fuck is it? The CIA's like, who the fuck is this? And he's like, who the fuck are you? And they're like, who's that? Because, you know, not even like a higher ranking officer would put up with that, let alone someone that's way out of their pay, just a different agent, different 3-letter agency. Mental. Obviously, it's a film, so you've got to give some leeway to show us how rogue he is. So we're like, all right, cool. But he depicts it then that Steve stops the bullying of the enemy, and the CIA slightly turn on him and going, get him out of here. Which again, in that circumstance, in the middle of the jungle of Vietnam, they wouldn't do that. They'd put one in him, do you know what I mean? And they'd be like, right, fuck him off. Like, he seems like a spy to me, or something's going on here, because that's not the behavior of these people are trained killers, mind, right? But he's like, not only is he a trained killer, he's better than the agency, this, whatever. His partner pulls him out of the hut, and he's like, get out of here, Steve. Makes him run away. He runs off into the jungle, and he's turning around and mouth, bibbing, straight. He's like, you want to fucking stop all that, man? The CIA are just watching him like, run away. They'd have his papers, they know where he lived, they'd have every single thing about that man before he could move a mile. They'd have it all documented, and they'd have him locked up. If he even left Vietnam, right, even if he did it independently, I'd be very, very surprised if he made it out of the airport the other end. Very surprised. Not only be court-martialed or whatever through the official chain of command, even if they didn't do any of that, right, they would just send a bloke. Just send a bloke with an arm roll and a little vial of poison. Just pop it into the little knob of salted butter, and he'd be better than arm roll. Next thing you know, mysterious circumstances, he's passed out by the water fountain. He's out here, but there's no way. And even if he managed to get off the plane, whatever, and he didn't go into customs and check in, and he just got off the plane steps and just run across the runway and then run wherever he was to in America, they'd be at the house waiting. Like, there's no way. So anyway, I know it's a film. What I'm saying is that not only in the film did he depict the complete opposite and something was so madly fabricated, that in real life, he moved to Japan to run away from the draft. And I'm not saying we would be up for the draft. I'm not up for any draft. I'll just say that right now. You can fuck right off. Sat in a cupboard making beats, I'd be, right? Or whatever, playing guitar. Dressed as a woman out the back. And they'd be like, were you here for him? Who are you talking about? Blinky, blink, blink. Yeah, I'd be whatever. What I'm saying is Steve's like this self-declared super hard man that's been trained by the inventor of the very first, oldest martial arts form in Japan. And like, the man died years before Steven Seagal even got to Japan. And the only reason he went to Japan was because he was avoiding the draft from the Vietnam War. It's fucking brilliant. Reg is saying you pretend to be on Pip. You can't pretend to be on Pip, son. We have to put a stone in his shoe and walk around with 10 to 2 feet, do you know what I mean? Look. Martial arts in Japan. According to Seagal's first wife, Miyako Fujitani, I met Steven in California. Steve's used her for a green card. She's in Cali, giving it spring break. Steve's like, when you get out here? Slush puppy, couple of hot dogs. Do you know what I mean? Nipped to Denny's a couple of times. Bought her a basket of chili fries. Boosh. He's out in Japan. He's out in Japan meeting her mom and that. Fucking hell. I met Steven in California in the fall of 1974. He followed me back to Japan in October. We got married in... That's a mad statement for an ex-wife to make, innit? So he had an idea and he just went for it and was like, I'm coming over there. And she's like, don't, just don't. And he's like, I know what you're saying, but I'm on the plane. And they're like, fuck me. We got married in December. Wait. He followed her back to Japan in October. We got married in December 1974. Fujitani was a second-degree black belt and daughter of Osaka Aikido master who... Wait, is something like his face? Oh, sorry, Juso of a Juso Osaka Aikido. Sorry, that was just a location. So Juso is just a place in Osaka. It's a location. Sorry for my ignorance. Who had come to Los Angeles to teach Aikido. Okay. So she came to teach Aikido. After they married, they had a son, Kentaro, and a daughter, Ayako. Seagal taught at the school and owned Miyako's family and earned his Aikido black belt. No one cares about this. Blah, 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 blah. Family dojo. Wait. He ran the Futani family dojo on behalf of my kids. Right. So there's another flaw, right? So earlier on in this where they said he ran an Aikido. Like, he ran a dojo. Do you know what I mean? He was like, he ran a dojo, man. That's how hard he is. No. It's like, your wife's dad is a butcher and he's barred. Got a barred leg. He can't go to work, right? His wrists are killing. He's like the drummer at a corn. He can only do like 2 shows every fucking tour. You gotta wear like gloves and that to support his wrists because they're knackered. They're like fucking old banisters. They start creaking now when he plays blind. Fucking they're all like, Jonathan's like, that's not in the song. Where's that creak coming from? The snare mic's too close to his wrist, just miking up his creaks. He's like, So it's like having, you know, a man's wife's dad is a butcher and he can't open the shop, but everybody wants bacon and ham. So the wife's flat out. She's taking the kids to school and all that, so she can't keep the butchers open. So she's like, do me a favour, will you open the butcher for my dad and keep it running? He's like, what have I got to do? He'd be like, all the meat's pre-chopped. You've just got to, if someone wants a block of cheese, measure it out, put it on a scale. Yeah, it ain't mad. Do that. So default, now he's a butcher. Do you know what I mean? Or me, I'm Di the Butcher, but I've had this shop for years. Giving people just waffling bollocks to locals who know. They know the original butcher. Do you know what I mean? Now just saying you're a, like, legacy butcher. You've been a butcher since you was a kid. Do you know what I mean? You know every animal that'll come in and out and all that. If it wasn't for you, the town wouldn't be eating. Start saying all this shit. So it fell into his lap because of circumstance, not because he's earned. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not earned the right to be the head of a dojo or running a dojo. And I don't know what it takes to run a dojo or be an instructor. Maybe it's just buy the property, start the business, start a fucking LTD, and then just be like, here we go. Like, fucking Dan's dojo. Do you know what I mean? Whatever. Don't mean to say it's a good dojo. It could be shit. Could have a dojo in a fucking B&Q shed outside Asda car park. Do you know what I mean? Just have 4 people in there sweating their guts out. Handing out fucking lukewarm flannels or on the way out. Stop. Seagal taught at the school owned by Miyako's family and earned his Aikido black belt in 1970. So stop. He didn't even have a black belt before he was in that fucking dojo. She's lucky that her family had a dojo. He's in there because you haven't got to pay. You haven't got to pay for the gym. Oh, my uncle owns a gym, so I'm allowed to use the weights bench when there's no one in there. But in return, I got to mop up. So I mean, I got to clean all the grown men's sweat off all the benches and all that. But we don't talk about that bit. We talk about the bit where I got muscles, right? We'll talk about the bit where I got a fucking 6-pack on my forehead from frowning because the smell of the sweat is so hot and pungent and there's no aircon in there and I can't. Fuck me. We'll talk about that bit. That's what's going on here, I reckon. Seagal taught in the school. He earned his black belt in 1978. While there, he ran the Fujitani family dojo on behalf of Miyako's retired father, making him the first Westerner to operate an Aikido dojo. Interviewed in 1993, Fujitani stated that the only reason Steve was awarded the black belt was because the judge, who was famous for his laziness, fell asleep during Steven's presentation. How can this get any better? How have we picked such a perfect subject to pick apart the threads here? I'm sorry for the elevation in dBs and pitch in my voice then, but fuck me. Let's read that again. So his ex-wife said this. The only reason Stephen, she calls him Stephen, The only reason Stephen was awarded the black belt was because the judge, who was famous. So this judge was famous for his laziness. Imagine being famous for being lazy. Everyone's like, oh, who's that? Judge Flump. And they're like, yeah, Judge Flump, man. You know Judge Flump? They'd be like, what do you call him out for? He'd be like, his name's fucking Arthur. No, Judge Flump, man. You know Flump, don't you? Flumpo, like. Flumpo? Yeah. Always falling asleep outside the post office, picking his arse in her. Flumpo, man. He's the judge over at the karate center. You know Flumpo? Everyone call him Flumpo and that because he's just known for being lazy around the town. Mad. Imagine being famous for being lazy, mind. Flumpo, the judge, famous, lazy man. Fell asleep during Stephen's presentation, mind. Flumpo, his wife said this. The only reason Stephen was awarded the black belt was because the judge Flumpo, who was famous for being lazy, fell asleep during Stephen's presentation. The judge just gave him the black belt. They're fucking mental. This is awesome. Steven Seagal has claimed to help. So let's be honest now, right? This man isn't even a black belt. But I will say, he don't look like no fucking slouch when he's in them films. So I'm backing him on that. Because we've seen him slap people down in jeans. And they're fucking... It's going down, man. It's going down. So he's done something. He's watched a couple of YouTube videos, haven't he? At least, bare minimum. So we're moving on to the next claim here. Because Seagal has claimed... Guys, you need to read out with your own eyes. Because there it is there. Let me just highlight that for you guys. So you can just revel in the perfection of that sentence. Famously lazy's mental in there. I think it's great. It's too good. It's too good. It's too good. Seagal has claimed that he helped train CIA agents. Stop it! Stop it. I gotta have a drink. This is fucked. Time out. Guys, do me a favor. Everyone spam number ones in the chat if you're enjoying this so far. I'd like to know feedback on because this is another test stream. So give me some feedback on using the number one. If this is cool, if the format's rolling okay. I'm gonna react like I care as well, right? So yeah. I'm gonna stick number ones in the chat if we're all engrossed in this and if it's going well. It's going well. It's going well. All right, cool. Right, here I am acting like I care. Because if you all wrote number twos then, I mean, I'd be like, ban him, get him out of here. Sat here on my own and I'm reading about Steve. No, listen. This is going to lead somewhere, right? Fuck me. Flump the lazy judge is beyond. This next claim is beyond belief. I can't wait to see how far we go. Seagal has claimed that he helped train CIA agents in Japan. Stop, man. Stop. I know. We gotta stop because it was too far. It was too far. Imagine claiming that you've trained CIA agents in Japan. Because it's something you can say, right? The CIA is exclusively based in America. All right, they're going to have like offshoots. Do you know what I mean? They're gonna have a flat above a spa out in Japan. You know what I mean? They might have like a scout set somewhere, like near an old abandoned Woolworths. Do you know what I mean? Out in the back road of Japan. Do you know what I mean? I get it. They're going to have offices around the map, but fucking hell. I know people can travel as well. But what I'm saying is, as far as lies go, it's like, you've been on summer holidays. You come back to comp. Most of the people in your comp, or in your year, or whatever, you don't bother with them outside of school. You come back, what did you do over summer holidays? A couple of the girls are like, we're in Disneyland Paris. showing photographs and I walking around with Minnie Mouse fucking A-bands on and socks. Got some bits to show. Another kid's just done football. Another kid's done nothing, just been in the house but playing fucking PlayStation or whatever. You can see he's gaunt, shaped like a letter C. Just been bent over, eating fucking crisps all summer. White as a sheet. He comes in like, oh, me? You're like, yeah, no, the guy I'm looking at and talking to. What do you do, miniature Steve? Like, what do you do, teenage fucking 13, 14-year-old Steve? What do you do, 15-year-old Steve? When he's in the summer, what do you do, bro? Oh, me? Yeah, no. The other Steve. There's only two of us here, bro. Loads, but... Oh, like what? You won't want to know, but some of it's too dangerous. Oh, go on, like what? Oh, well, I'll tell you about the stuff I can tell you about, because there's some stuff I can't tell you about. What can't you tell me about? Well, you can't pronounce the words, or nothing happened. You're like, oh, no, nothing happened. Anything happened, bro. What'd you do? But, well, I wasn't asking. I was asking what you did. Oh, bro, me? Fucking hell. Girls, mainly. Oh, right, that's it. There's the end of the sentence. Girls, mainly. What do you mean, girls? Oh, well, I met this one girl, went to a boating lake. Where's a boating lake, then? Oh, you wouldn't know, but Scotland way. Scotland way? It's a bit far, isn't it? How long's it up there for? Be like, oh, no. Be like, oh, well, my mum knows your mum, so I'll get her to ask how Scotland was. Oh, I wouldn't ask her, but she didn't go. It was just me. You went to Scotland on your own. Well, no, a couple of us went, but my mum didn't take me or whatever. So I was allowed anyway. So, whatever. Just like digging the line mad. All right, what was the Scottish girl's name then? Oh, no. You'd be like, the girl you're talking about, what was her name? Oh, fucking... Nessie. What, like the Loch Ness Monster? No. Nessie, but for like, Nestle. Don't you mean Vanessa? Yeah, no. Vanessa's her real name. Of course her name. Vanessa's her name, but like, Nessie, because like, she's always, up for, like, Nestle. The only chocolate she eats is Nestle. So, I took her a Crunch Bar up, because I know she loves it. Oh, how did you contact her before you went up there? How did you meet her? Oh, I met her before on her trip now when we were on holiday. What the fuck? You met her on holiday? When was that then? You'd be like, oh, but shut up, will you? Look, oh, never mind all that anyway. What do you do? Just trying to get out of there, do you know what I mean? Fucking mental. Seagal's claimed to train the CIA in Japan. They saw my abilities, both with martial arts and with language. Stop it. You could say that I become an advisor to several CIA agents in the field. You could say that. Except it's a fucking lie, Steve. You could say it. Do you know what I mean? You could say that I own every Asda on Earth. You could say that they invented motorbikes because I had a fucking passion. I needed to wheelie, but the wheelie wasn't invented yet. And I needed to just get up in the air. I needed to do that. So I'm the guy that basically took the vehicle that was supposed to be on two wheels and upped it onto the back wheel. That's me. You could say that. You could say I invented the wheelie. You could say that. You could say I invented the wheelie. You could say that. Do you know what I mean? You could say that t-shirts are invented because my arms are too fucking good to be inside sleeves. My arms are so skilled and they need more oxygen than your arms that I need a t-shirt. So you could say that t-shirts, you're welcome. Everybody's welcome to t-shirts because my arms need to breathe more than yours. So now, as a byproduct, everyone's got t-shirts to wear. You're welcome. You could say that, right? So, Steve said, fuck me. They saw my abilities, both with martial arts and with language. Unbelievable. You could say that I became an advisor to several CIA agents in the field. Fuck off, bro. Just fuck off. And through my fields, through my friends in the CIA, I met many powerful people and did special works and favors. Fuck this. Pack it in. Pack it in. Let's get back on it. So this guy's saying that he was an advisor for the CIA, right? Mental. Mental. Guys, if you lot are spamming the chat, I think it helps as well. So do your thing. But the thing is, I can't see the chat on there. Never mind that. I got some real shit going on here. Right, there we go. Seagal has claimed to help the CIA train in Japan. They saw my abilities with martial arts and with the language. You could say that I became an advisor to several CIA agents in the field. And through my friends in the CIA, I met many powerful people and did special works and favors. That's mental on its own. Fujitani, his wife, has refuted these allegations and has also dismissed Seagal's claims that he had combated Yakuza. Stephen! Oh, for fuck's sake, Steve! You've done it again! What do you mean you've... Steven Seagal is saying that he trained the CIA in Japan when he was out there and he fucking beat up Stop, bro. There is no evidence that Steven Seagal has ever worked with a Central Intelligence Agency. In the early 1980s, Seagal had aspirations to return to America and become a movie star. Fujitani then scrimped and saved for years, even denying herself and her children necessities to help pay his way home. According to... So he got his own wife, because he was like, I've had enough of this shit all. Fuck this. Like, Vietnam's over now. Vietnam's gone. Fuck it. Vietnam's done. Vietnam's trash. They're not getting me. It's done. It's over. Everyone was out there on acid. People were listening to Creedence Clearwater Revival too loud. Do you know what I mean? If you come home and start listening to the Doors, it's mental. People were like putting writing on their crash helmets. They were messing about in like abandoned buildings and just firing guns off. Looking all big and in Full Metal Jacket. Like the one boy offed himself or whatever. They caught him eating the jelly donut. Everyone suffered. They were in their pants doing press-ups. That's all that happened in Steve's head. He's come home on a plane. He's like, I want to go home. They're like, what do you mean? Like, we got a life here. You got kids here. He's like, but I want to be in the films. They're like, you can do films over here. Like, there's Chinese cinema. What's it called? Green Harvest or whatever? Fucking Blue Harvest? What the fuck is called? Golden Harvest pictures were like Chinese mafia funded doing Bruce Lee films. Great. Awesome. Chinese export, earning money. Perfect way to launder money. That's what was going on there, right? I'm sure Japan, parts of Japan, being even more affluent, had fucking money and production companies to do films out there. And because you're a black belt, bro, from Flump, the judge, and all the other lies you've told, you could have just got it in. Didn't want to get it in, wanted to come back to America. Because the war blown over, that's the reality. He's like, yeah, no, again, let's go home now, innit? Fancy a fucking burger and a nap, like. It's mad out here. I'm hanging washing on the line now all the time. His fucking gardens are small. All the walls are fucking normal and that. Just doing all that. He wanted to be back in the big USA. Took money out of his kids. Took food out of his kids' mouths. And money out of his wife's purse. So she could fly him home to America. Without them. This man's insane. Where we to? She's flown him home, right? He's fought the Yakuza. There's no evidence of any of that. His wife then scrimped and saved for years, even denying herself children necessities to help pay his way home. According to Fujitani, he then availed himself of her savings and hied off. Mental. Seagal returned to Taos, New Mexico, with his student and later film stuntman Craig Dunn. Brilliant. So he didn't do his own stunts. He must have been told, though. Where they opened a dojo. although Seagal spent much of his time pursuing other ventures. So he opened the dojo and wasn't even in there. Mad. He's just selling stickers. Just selling karate stickers. Up for kicks, boys? Anyone up for a kick? Kick a bag. Sticker. Right. £11 a week, mind. £11 a week. Join. £11 a week, mind. Go £11 on you. Go £11 on you. Go £11, bro. Giving all the kids that, like, giving him a sticker or whatever with his face on and a face sticker. Steve's fucking mental. He's opened the dojo with his buddy and left his buddy manage it and all that, right? Initially in North Hollywood, but later moved it to the city of West Hollywood. Seagal left Matsuoko in charge of the dojo, his buddy, which the latter ran until the two parted ways in 97. In the early 80s, Seagal and his first experiences in the film industry by working as a fight coordinator on The Challenge, which was shot in Japan, and Never Say Never Again. All right, cool. No one cares about those films. Later in his career, Seagal helped train Brazilian mixed martial artist, this guy, who credited Steven Seagal for helping him perfect the front kick that he used to knock out Randy Couture in UFC. All right, cool. Don't know, though. Acting career. 87, Seagal began work on his first film as an actor, Above the Law, titled Nico in Europe. With director Andrew Davis, Gavin's cousin. Seagal was asked to make the film by agent Michael Ovitz, who reportedly became convinced that Seagal had movie star potential after taking Aikido classes with him. Ovitz financed Seagal's successful screen test, so he gave him the money for it, which led Seagal to be offered a contract by Warner Bros. So the Warner Brothers film company picked him up. Ovitz's role in starting Seagal's acting career led to a long-standing unfounded rumor that the agent had made a bet that he could turn anyone into a movie star and decided to bank on his martial arts teacher to win his wager. Do you know what, though? I would bet that that's probably true. Probably, and I reckon, being the main word say. But that's the type of shit that goes down, isn't it? I reckon. Above the Law was a success, grossing $18 million, nearly $90 million in the US. And Roger Ebert and Chicago Sun-Times stated it contains 50% more plot than it needs. Ha ha! This is great. This is fucking fantastic. Isn't this banging? We feel that, mind. We're watching it and we're like, it's plotty, innit? There's lots going on. But that allows it room to grow in areas not already covered in action thrillers. Following its success, Seagal's subsequent movies were Hard to Kill, Marked for Death, and Out for Justice. So, guys, these are the ones we got to watch, right? These are the ones. These are the ones, yeah? These are the ones we're going to line up and we're going to do in Discord. That's what we're talking about. We're going to break them down. Perfect. All the box office hits and made Seagal an action hero. Great, great, great. So someone from the New York Times said, Mr. Seagal is effective for both his novelty value, which is why we are here, and his ability to both literally and figuratively disarming. Cool. Oh, to be. I missed B. Seagal achieved mainstream success, blah, 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 Under Siege. I don't care about this, right? Let's keep going. Well-directed action thriller. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey's performance. Great, great villains. Great, great actors. Gary Busey's a maniac. Gary Busey is a living, breathing maniac. And there's something about him that I like. Tommy Lee Jones. Maniac. Well put together, though, like mentally. Do you know what I mean? He's more like a calm maniac. Tommy Lee Jones, great, great, great. Good shit. Great. Really, weakest actor in the film is Steve, isn't it? He's like, Steve's basically a stuntman in jeans that they've put in front of the camera. So I'm starting to believe when you think about actors, and you think about what we like about actors, obviously it's their gift or their talent to become someone else in a situation where they are portraying something. Do you know what I mean? Like to make us believe or keep us enthralled or entertained. Great, man. Some actors are unbelievable. Unbelievable. And we get taken by them, don't we? That's part of the... So maybe we get into it and we're just like, they like that actor. We can relate to that actor. Maybe it's the character, whatever. Yeah, it's good stuff. But when you think about Steve, and then you think about Tommy Lee Jones and Guy Busey, even if you don't like the character, it means they're a good actor. They're portraying like a bad guy that you're like, I hate that man. Ooh, good actor, because he's playing a part. You know what I mean? Steve's like, Steve just turns up and just is Steven Seagal. That's why he's like, Steven Seagal is out for justice. Steven Seagal is out the back telling lies, mind. Mad. Steven Seagal is lying his fucking lips off. That's what Steven Seagal is. Achieved mainstream success, blah, 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 blah. Hosting Saturday Night Live. So he hosted Saturday Night Live. Yeah, we don't want this. SNL cast member Julius Sweeney later recalled that Seagal had this idea that he's a therapist and he wanted Victoria Jackson to be his patient who had just been AR'd. What? And the therapist says, you're going to have to come to me twice a week for like 3 years. Because he said, that's how therapists freaking are. They're just trying to get your money. And then he says that the psychiatrist tries to have sex with her. The cast and crew's difficulties with Seagal were later echoed on air by Michaels during guest host Nicolas Cage's, who's another one we should do a deep dive into, monologue in the September 26, 1992 season 18 premiere, when Cage worried that he would do so poorly that the audience would regard him as the biggest jerk who has ever been on the show. Michaels replied, no, that would be Steven Seagal. Hang on. Absorb that a minute. Let me read part one. Long-time executive, blah, 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 blah. Steven Seagal, worst host ever, right? Spade and Meadows cited Seagal's humorlessness, his ill treatment of cast and writers, and his refusal to do Hans and Franz sketch because the skit's title characters had previously said that they could beat up Seagal. So he's doing what I said he was doing in the films. He's doing it. He's like, no one can beat me up. Not even in the film. He's like hyperventilating. He's bringing the asthma back from when he was a kid. He's fucking, I'm feeling skinny. Don't touch me. Get from me. Like he's getting all... And they're like, Steve, it's an idea, bro. What if we had a small, really small guy, really small, winicky guy, David Spade, comes in and his character is like, I can beat him up. He's like, don't even joke about it. Don't even joke. Because I'll go off Hitler. Like, he's fucking getting flashbacks of the Vietnam War that he didn't go to, that he ran away from. Getting fake flashbacks and that. Of like a friend he never had having his arm blown off on a field he'd never been near. Mental. So he can't even handle the idea of someone beating him up as a joke or even saying the words, I can beat up Steven Seagal, mind, on telly. Because he's like, you can't though, can you? And they're like, no, Steve, we know I can't because that's the joke. It's Saturday Night Live, yeah? Like, I'm David Spade. I'm tiny. I'm a little winicky man. So the joke is that I can beat up Steven Seagal, and everyone's gonna be like, because you're massive, bro, and obviously you're like a martial arts expert, and I'm a comedian, so that's the joke. And he's like, yeah, well, what's funny though? Because you can't beat me up, can you? And then he's like, no, I'm not saying. I'm saying like, it's the joke, Steve. It's just a joke. Someone wanna, and they're like, Steve, the joke is he's gonna say that he can beat you up, and obviously to everyone else in the audience, he can't beat you up. And then I'm like, well, yeah, I know he can't beat me up. I'd fucking kill him. Look at the size of him. I'll punch you in the face now, mind. Do you want me to punch you in the face now? And then David Spade's like, what do I do with this, guys? Is this guy for real or what? And he's like, oh, bro, I'm as real as an heart attack. I'll break your fucking nose. Get him away from me. Look how small he is. Fuck me. How'd they make jeans in them sizes? These are jeans, bro. This is what jeans are supposed to look like. What are you wearing? Fucking denim headbands wrapped around your knees. Mental. Get him from me. Look at him. Hissing him like a cat in our mind. Can't handle it. Mad. Guys, I gotta get a drink. 1 second. This is going wild. This is going wild. Metal Moose, put the coffee on. I'll be back.
Raise low, rhythm on my backpack, no. Speed on, be slow. Riding on the left if foe, started in assassin. Got the peace in mind. But I'd be nice. Slow burn, heartbeat. Late night energy. Yeah, no bout, just peace.
This is blowing my mind. This is blowing my mind. I can't believe how accurate we got it. What did I say to you? Apologies for eating. I'm fucking... Look, I'm not saying I've got Nostradamus type skill sets. But what I will say is I've got Nostradamus type skill sets. Right? Mick Acknell. Nailed it. Nailed it. You were there. Kevin Webster. Nailed it. Didn't it? Nailed something. Left it alone. Got too dark. Yeah? We're not even going into... What I'm saying is, you know where I'm going. Steven Seagal. Look. Pack it in. We got this. Guys, if anybody needs... Yeah? If anybody should be advising the CIA, it's this guy. Fucking hell. So he couldn't even do a sketch for a laugh. Didn't even know the definition of the word sketch. He couldn't even have a laugh and say, like, this small man's going to say he can beat you up on telly. And he's like, yeah, but he can't. So that's not happening there. He's done it. He's fucked it off. So much so, he's such a prick on Saturday Night Live, right? And so hard to work with that when Nicolas Cage done his monologue, Cage was worried. Nicolas Cage was like, I'm such a fucking, like, an alternative actor that I think the audience is going to be like, he's the worst host ever. And they're like, nah, that's impossible, bro. We've just had Steven Seagal, so you're good, man. So crazy. So from 94 to 2002, he's had career fluctuations, which I've never seen written. Which is a mad way to say ups and downs, isn't it? It's not. Fluctuations, that's exactly what it means. Seagal directed and starred on Deadly Ground, featuring Michael Caine. All right, cool. He directed and starred Mine and Billy Bob Thornton in minor supporting roles. The film emphasized environmental and spiritual themes, signaling a break with his previous persona as a genre-ready inner-city cop. On Deadly Ground was poorly received by critics, especially denouncing Seagal's long environmental speech in the film. He's done a big speech in the film. Regardless, Seagal considers it one of the most important and relevant movies at moments in his career. Of course he does. Seagal followed this with a sequel to one of his most successful films, Under Siege, titled Under Siege 2, Dark Territory. Crazy. For which, turn this fucking down, for which he was paid $15 million, according to the co-star Morris Chestnut. Seagal rewrote many of the scenes he was in. The only time that we really stuck to the script or had ad-libs was the stuff when he really wasn't there. So good. It was a lot of stuff because at the time, I think he was flying a helicopter. He was doing something. He would come to set. Okay, you're going to say this. I'm going to say this. And this is going to happen. And then you do that. That's how we did a lot of the movie. Look. This is, oh, for fuck's sake. Do you know what shit? I'm tired. I'm knackered of being right. I've had it up to you with being right. What was I saying to you yesterday about this fucking... What was I saying to you about how he runs these films? He's written himself into movies and he's written a film about him. And the story, plot, the whole film would be nothing if he's not in the film. It's not like, oh, that's a really good story. I liked all the cast. There's no room for all the cast. There is only one cast. There's Steven Seagal, then everyone else propping him up, everyone else around him. Every cop has to be fatter and shorter and balder than him. All right? You got to be the slimmest, tallest, handsomest, darkest haired one. Everyone's jeans are more roughed up and darker than his jeans. His jeans are the bluest jeans. It's like, that's so mad. So mad. Imagine doing that with Under Siege 2, though. So I can see those qualities, and so can you lot when you see them, when you watch those first handful of films, because they just reek. They absolutely reek of Seagal. But when you get to Under Siege, it's still buzzing of Seagal, but it's like, you can't take away the on-screen weight of like Gary Busey or Tommy Lee Jones. They're big boys, isn't they? Do you know what I mean? They got big personalities. They're big fella. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they, you can't go. Anyway, we move on. So it's just Seagal's rewriting scenes and all that on the day. He's there, right? And then someone's like, you should shut the door behind you. Steven Seagal's like, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to have him say that to me, mind. And they're like, well, Steve, this is the scene. You've approved the script. You fucking wrote the script. And he's like, yeah, but now I'm rethinking it because I'm you. I feel like he's telling me what to do. And I'm like, well, he is. He's telling you to close the door behind you. And you're like, but I wouldn't do that. He's like, he should close the door. I'm like, okay, well, what are we going to do with that bit of script now? We got dead air. I'm like, well, I'll take that line. And I'll tell him to close the fucking door or I'll break his arm. What about that? And they'll be like, sounds like you're making it up as you go along, bro, but let's do it. It means you have to switch sides, because he's got to be by the door now. And he's like, are you okay with that, bro? And the guy lighting guy's like, looking at the director, and the director's like, yeah. And he's like, yeah. Or yes, Stephen. Yes, Stephen, yes, we're all right with that. Yeah, good. Hand me a sandwich. And then Steve John, we got to redo your makeup. Oh. Unbelievable. Yeah, we'll finish the film tonight. Yeah, I'm not gonna be in right. Look. In 96, Seagal had a role in the Kurt Russell film. This ain't gonna go down well, because it's a Kurt Russell film. Executive decision. Curtis Russell. Someone else we gotta have a look at, because there's something going on there. Big Kurt, like. Do you know what I mean? Mr. Russ, like. Russell, the man who shit in the leaves. Big K, Special K. Big Russ. Portraying a special ops soldier who appears in only the film's first 45 minutes. Sore spot! You ain't gonna want to allow well. You bet you haven't got that on DVD in your house. Do you know what I mean? He got the first half taped, and then he's filmed the second half in his own backyard. And he's like, I got a director's cut. And I'm like, that's a Christmas camera, bro. You got the rest on handycam footage. What's happened to the second half of the film? Where's Kurt gone? His cardboard cutter in the background with Kurt written on someone's face. Mad. He's in his yard now throwing bins around. Like, just fucking filming himself. Do the second half of the film. Because he can't handle that he's not in the second half of Executive Decision. He's like, I've done a new ending. Because the first ending was shit. It was trash. Mental. Former Warner Brothers Vice President Bill Daly later stated Seagal agreed to the role in exchange for the studio forgiving him losing his director's salary due to going over budget on Deadly Ground. So he's done it as a favour. The same year he filmed the police drama The Glimmer Man in another environmentally conscious and commercially unsuccessful film. Here we go. It's coming. Straight to DVDs, straight to VHSs, straight to the fucking... Do you know what I mean? Channel 5. We talking Channel 5 shit. Fire Down Below. 97. He played EPA Office of Enforcement and Compliance Assurance Agent. Fuck me, that's a mouthful, innit? Just be a security guard, mate. Fighting industrialists, dumping toxic waste in the Kentucky hills. He's always got a fight on his hand. After Fire Down Below, his deal with Warner Brothers ended. Unbelievable. Liar! Right. In 1998, Seagal made The Patriot, another environmental thriller. He loves them, doesn't he? He's into environmental thrillers now, which was his first direct-to-video release in the United States, though it was released theatrically in most of the world. Seagal produced this film with his own money, and the film was shot on location and near his farm in Montana. After producing Prince of Central Park, Seagal returned to Warner Brothers and cinema screens with the release of Exit Wounds. That's the DMX, isn't it? The film had fewer martial arts scenes than Seagal's previous films, but it was a commercial success, taking almost $80 million worldwide. It was considered at the time to be a comeback for Seagal. However, Seagal was unable to capitalize on this success, and his next two projects were both critical and commercial failures. The movie Ticker, mental name, co-starring Tom Sizemore and Dennis Hopper, another big boy, was filmed in San Francisco before Exit Wounds and went straight to DVD. Half Past Dead. What's the time? Half Past Dead. Hey, you got the time there, buddy? Yes. No worries. I already know the time. It's dead. Doesn't make sense, but okay. Ah! He's punched him in the neck. Mental. Starring hip-hop star Ja Rule, Half Dead was. Made less than $20 million worldwide. It was ranked in a Rotten Tomatoes editorial on the 100 worst movies of all time. We need to watch it. We need to watch that, don't we? We 100% need to see that film. Mind-blowing. I'm in. Seagal was also nominated for Worst Actor at the 2002 Stinkers Bad Movie Awards and the 23rd Golden Raspberry Awards. Nominated. Imagine being nominated for being a shit actor and not winning it. I think that's worse than winning it. Because you know if you win, you're a shit actor. They're like, well, like what's shitter than being nominated? What's shitter than that? Is like being nominated and not winning. I think that means you're a shitter actor than the person who won shittest actor. I know it sounds mad, but at least you're recognized as the shittest actor. Like your acting is so mad that it becomes like a caricature of itself. Do you know what I mean? So people actually appreciate how bad your acting is to the point where you're being rewarded for how bad your acting is. So you're like, well, that's still a thing though, isn't it? I've got something on a mantelpiece. Steve just sat there with jeans. Again. More jeans. Nothing on his mantelpiece apart from the big old bag of lies. Just got like a little fucking burlap sack filled with lies to the brim. Lies falling out all over the fire that he haven't got. Because he lied about that as well. Just got a normal combi boiler like everyone else. Environmental friendly, because he loves being an environmentalist. Environmentally friendly combi boiler. The grant, he got part of the grant off the government. He had a grant put into it to re-insulate his house. Thank you very much. Doesn't want anyone knowing about that though. Nice little eco-friendly combi boiler. That's what Steve got. Pop eating on. Silence. No one's there. His assistants accused him, tried to sue him. She's left. His wife's not there. She's back in Japan. He left her and took her money. Kids don't know him. Mental. Got to put the eating on himself. Click. Warm up now, be alright. Might put another pair of jeans on. Mad. In 98, we've done this. The Golden Raspberry Awards are mental. Crazy. Look at that building they're just showing. The location of it. It's fucked. 2003 to present. Direct-to-video films and television. Other than his role as a villain in Robert Rodriguez's Machete, because like even that, right? Robert Rodriguez, in case anybody's unaware, does these outrageous films. Personally, I really like Dusk Till Dawn. I think Dusk Till Dawn's a fucking banger. But it's because you got a story written by Quentin Tarantino. Or like, do you know what I'm saying? They work together on that movie. So they come up with something that's like a really cool collab that is something very different. It's a different film. It's like, I won't spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but it's different. Starts one way. Yeah. It's different. So like, but for me, again, other people might absolutely adore his work. I like it. I think Robert Rodriguez is a cool filmmaker. But he's not my favorite filmmaker. I'd say like a lot of his stuff is like very tongue-in-cheek. So if you watch they did a double bill. They released a double bill, him and Tarantino, because they're muckers. Called Grindhouse. And like, I guess in the 70s, they did double bills where like different B-movie filmmakers would make two films and stick them back to back. So I guess these guys, Rodriguez and Tarantino, grown up in, you know, that version of America, where they'd go to the cinema and they'd watch like a double bill movie back to back. Fucking nerd haven, which is cool. You just go in there and you just sit there all day and watch movies. Banging. Cool. So they wanted to rekindle that feeling for like a new generation and make these films like a double bill. They're like, hey, what if we just release that like that and put it out as a double bill? And then he's like, what if people don't go to the cinema to watch it like that? Because it's quite niche. Oh, well, we'll release it like that. We'll do a release like that. Then we can separate the films and they can become our own movies afterwards. All right, cool, man. So he's like, what I mean is like, they'll watch the movie and the entire length of the movie is, you know, both films. So instead of a film being 90 minutes, this film's like 3 hours. And it's just two films glued together, basically. So you've got that feeling of back-to-back, Grindhouse, kind of two B-movies, two stories gone together. And you're meant to watch it as one piece, if that makes sense. The experience has to be one piece, is what I'm trying to say. You might already know this, so forgive me for like preaching to the choir or doing it very badly and explaining it in a bad way. But in terms of film culture, movie and all that, that's kind of where they were going. I'm just talking about this one piece in particular. So Grindhouse is the overarching name of the situation, of the project. Then Tarantino's was within that. His movie is, the fuck is it called? Death Proof, with Kurt Russell. Coincidentally, out of executive decision, Kurt Russell plays Stuntman Mike. And I personally, it's like a road movie. I fucking love that. Then the backside, the B-side of that movie, which is Rodriguez's baby, was Planet Terror. And it was okay. It was cool, man. And I guess there's people that vice versa it as well, which I guess is the point of the entire piece itself. Is like, some people are going to go, fuck Death Proof. I really love Planet Terror. And some people are going to be like, well, fuck Planet Terror. I really like Death Proof. Some people are going to be like, they're both cool or whatever. That's the beauty of art, I suppose, and it's subjective, so you can just do it. Personally, I love Death Proof. I didn't mind Planet Terror. The point I'm trying to make is they both got different styles of making films. When they work together, they bind those styles together, and you can see that it's evident in Dusk Till Dawn, which makes out for a very cool, interesting kind of piece. It's fucking class. It's really good. But when you watch those two films, which are very good examples of how those two filmmakers work separately on one project together, you know, Death Proof and Planet Terror, you quickly see that the one guy's into making the one style, the other guy's into the other. But when you see Rodriguez's style, it's very tongue-in-cheek. So it's like super action-packed, very over-stylized, and very tongue-in-cheek. Like at one point, like one of the, if I can remember correctly, they pull the leg off and they start shooting the leg like a gun. Like, it's just wild. It's wacky and wild. And again, all that's awesome. For B-movie shit, it's good shit in it, do you know what I mean? But whatever. I think if I'd probably seen it on its own and it was just that, and I was like, cool, that would have been a cool film. But because I saw them together, it forces me to compare which one I prefer. I prefer Death Proof. What I'm trying to say is, we're getting to it now, right? Because we're talking about, like, direct-to-video shit here. So my point was, there was someone down here that was directed by Rodriguez. Yeah, so. What I'm saying is Rodriguez does this machete, right? Or what we'd say around here is machete. Got a fucking machete, what? Rip the machete out, chase him down the road. Where's that bar going? But machete. But it's pronounced machete. So, like, they got fucking Jessica Alba, Robert De Niro, Rodriguez, you know, Steven Seagal, and Danny Trejo in here, right? All of which are kind of like big actors in their own right in different ways. Danny Trejo's been in a bunch of fucking, you know. I'll explain that to you. What I'm saying is that, like, Rodriguez is known for these type of mad films, right? So already, like, Steven Seagal, they pulled him up as like a fucking joke B-list actor, and they've been like, put him as the villain. Let's have him in Machete or whatever. Because that'll be good. So it's like, I don't know my point. My point is that it's a fucking mad role anyway, right? Already Rodriguez is coming in B-movie, kind of like tongue-in-cheek. It's supposed to be like fun and wild and action for like action's sake and going too far, and it's already like a joke. Whatever. So he's the villain in Machete, and almost all of Steven Seagal, almost all the films Steven Seagal has made since the latter half of 2001 have been released direct to video. She fucking DTV, right? In North America, with some theatrical releases to other countries around the world. Seagal is credited as a producer and sometimes a writer in many of these DTV movies, which include Black Dawn. Look at the state of that cover. Black Dawn, Belly of the Beast. Oh, look at them. I need to collect every single one of these. It's crazy. It's crazy. Out of Reach, Submerged, Kill Switch, Urban Justice, Pistol Whipped. These are amazing. Pistol Whipped, Against the Dark. Oh, looky. Driven to Kill. They took his daughter. Mad. A Dangerous Man. Steven Seagal is a dangerous man. They started this. He'll finish it. Born to Raise Hell. So good. The Keeper. Every single one of them got a gun in his hand. Beyond the Law. Beyond the Law is mad. DMX is back in Beyond the Law. Gotta watch that, guys. Right, so it says Beyond the Law is one of Steven Seagal's few movies to have had a theatrical release in North America since Machete. Right, fuck all this, right? Let's get a Law Man. Let's get the lies. Okay. Steven Seagal Lawman, focusing on Steven Seagal as a deputy. We've been down this road, right? In 2010, Seagal's direct-to-video films increasingly started to become ensemble pieces with Seagal playing minor or supporting roles, despite the fact that he often received top billing. Right, cool. So look. Maximum Conviction. It's got fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin in it. Force. Look at that. Force of Execution is mad. gunshot straight. They're just saying words now. Do you know what I mean? Like head punch trauma. Sniper special ops. The Asian connection. Look at it. The perfect weapon. Anyway, never mind all this. All exemplify this trend, right? This has led some commentators to criticize Seagal for his low-effort participation in movies which heavily promote his involvement, right? Steven Seagal produced and starred in American television called True Justice. There's another one. Stop. Oh, no, it's an action series, sorry. Fuck me. He started an action series called True Justice. This series first aired on Nitro. The fuck is Nitro? Nitro is a Spanish television channel owned by Atlas Media. Its programming was aimed towards a male audience. Great. What's going on in the chat? My TV's out of my phone. Okay. So it's everything's B-movie. Everything's B-movie forever, man. It's like we're talking Under Siege and the first one with DMX in. That's it. That's like the major things he's been fucking with. And they're the ones who were like, oh, well, that man, we really liked them because other actors were in them. And there was a storyline that you didn't get to control entirely. We really like it as a bigger audience. Everything else he's ever done, he's took too much control over. He's too handsy. He's too bully. There's too much genes. So it's just mad. It's mad. It's just always gone to straight to DVD. Straight to DVD. I'm going to Cast Gent to find every one of these, and I bet there'll be 7 copies of each. See, now, some of these films might be so bad. Some of these films might be so bad, right? That they might be rare. Might have to only download them because they might be rare because people just aim buying them. Mad. Yeah, look at that. Just same airline as me. Yeah, we've done this. Influence and artistry. At the height of his career, Seagal... Whoa. All right, cool. At the height of his career, Seagal was one of the biggest action movie stars in the world and one of the most successful martial arts actors of the 1980s and the 1990s alongside Jean-Claude Van Damme. Van Damme! Kickboxer one's unbelievable. What a piece of work that is. Fuck me. Credited with popularizing Aikido in film, Seagal is considered an important figure in the development and popularization of East Asian martial arts in the West. Surely, man. Fuck me, that's a bit stretched. That's stretched as well. That's a stretch. Many Seagal films share unique elements which have become characteristic of his body of work. His characters often have an elite past affiliation with the CIA, which he trained in real life, Special Forces, which he is one of, or Black Ops, which he is definitely above. He's Invisible Ops. For example, Casey Ryback in Under Siege, a former Navy SEAL. Jack Cole, okay, listen to these names. An ex-CIA police detective, or Jonathan Cold. Jonathan Cold? Come on, man. He sat in the house and he's like, my one's better than that. Jonathan Bullet. What's your name, bro? Johnny Boulet. They call me in France. But everywhere else, it's Jonathan Bullet. JB. John the Bull, like. In the bar when I'm fighting hand-to-hand combat. Jonathan Bullet when I'm a sniper. And Johnny Boulet when I'm a lover in France. When I have to take someone's petticoat off and caress the shoulders and the nape of her neck. It's Johnny Boulet. Do you know what I mean? But when I want to shoot someone, allegedly, from the top of a mountain, from 1,000 miles away with my custom-built scope, I built it myself, because I'm also a craftsman, it's Jonathan Bullet. Mental. Jonathan Cold in The Foreigner and Black Dawn. So those two go back to back. Jonathan Cold is mental. An ex-CIA Black Ops freelancer. He's freelancing. Because you can just walk out the CIA like that and then just freelance for Black Ops. Ring him up. What do we need? We're never going to solve this case on our own. as a 3-letter organization that's got access to every single thing in the country, including the president's office and everything we can ever touch, because we run it all. Like, we can get the police, we can get it all, we can get politics, we can get it all. But we still can't deal with this. What do? You know whose number I got? Don't say it, bro. Don't say it out loud. This is the beginning of the film, I guarantee. You know he's a rogue. It's our only chance. Well, man, do it then. Beep, doot. Jonathan Cold. They're ringing him. They're hot for Jonathan Cold. They need him to extinguish the fire. His characters differ from those of other action movie icons by virtue of their near invulnerability. This is exactly what I said. He's untouchable. No one can beat him up. Everyone's fatter than him. He's thinner. He's taller. Genier. There's way more denim on his legs than anybody's legs can ever hold. He's the record holder of the most denim per inch on each leg of a human being. Mental. His near invulnerability. They rarely face any significant physical threat, easily overpowering any opposition and seldom facing bodily harm or even temporary defeat. This is fantastic. 2 notable exceptions are executive decision. Out of his hands, Kurt Russell, out of his hands, which is the 45 minutes. He's only allowed in the film for 45 minutes. It's not his film. It's Kurt Russell's film, right? And he's still fucking pissed off about it, in which Seagal's character is introduced as a false protagonist. Oh, yes! Only to be killed halfway through. A machete. Or machete. I want to say machete naturally, but I know this is going on the World Wide Web. So most people be like, why is he saying machete? People around here will say, because that's what I said, machete. But it's machete, which features Steven Seagal in a rare villainous role. Doesn't want to be known as a villain, but he's had to do it for the paycheck because he's getting mad. He's getting mad. Someone offered him a normal job, and he was like, no. He's getting mad, so he had to do it. Seagal's film also frequently reflect aspects of his personal life. And don't we know it? You mean the very, very savagely embellished side of his personal life. Crazy. His music appears in several of his films. For example, Into the Sun. Look at that. Random nanum. What are we talking? She fucking shin length, almost touching ankle. Fucking trench coat. She fucking wet look latex trench coat's mental. That's madness personified right there. Gun on his back that's bigger than a grown man. Look at that. Look at that. Just take a look at that and breathe. Get him pointing to the floor because that's where you're going to be. On the floor when he's finished with you. So like, do you know Neo out of the Matrix? Yeah, we talking like pop, 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 pop. We talking like school gunner, school shooter, yeah, like golf jacket. It might not be your style, but for like Neo, like futuristic. I want to say post-apocalyptic, like futuristic neo-goths. Sick. Nails. Absolutely nails. They've gone for the full rig. The whole film, the aesthetic of The Matrix is unbelievable. And they've absolutely nailed that aesthetic for all the characters. They've given it to fucking the tablet man. What's his name? Fucking Lawrence Fishburne. He's dishing out pills or whatever. Dishing out reality pills. He's got it going on. You got a trench coat and the tiny little tiny rappies, but they're new wave German rappies that don't even need any handles. They're just balanced on his face. It's mad. Fucking Trinity got it going on. They've got it coming in. Giving it full wet latex. Hard as fuck. Air greased back. Nails. Yeah? Ted Theodore Logan. He's doing it. All of them got it going on. The aesthetic is flawless, right? In terms of that sort of like neo-goth thing going on. This, BOYO, for a grown man walking away from a fire on the cover into the sun, when he's walking away from an explosion. Going for a wet look. Because, like, let's break it down. What's going on with Neo and the guys in that film? There's a slight lean, let's be honest. There's a slight lean towards, like, gothic. Like, little bit of kink shit. Do you know what I mean? And it's not, like, massively implied. What I mean by that is these guys are portrayed as, like, young, middle-aged actors that are on some next level. Because they're talking about the Matrix. These people are getting plugged into the machine. There's a perception of reality thing, right? So it's new wave. It's very like the effects they use in that film are next level. So on every level of that film, not just from a perspective of movie writing, script, storyline, aesthetic, the way that's been shot, they use like effects and shooting methods in that film that have never been done before. Do you know they did that like multiple photography thing with the camera that spun around to do the like the falling backwards and all that, right? They fucking, it's just, what I'm saying is the film is the bollocks. It's nails. Whether you like it or not is irrelevant. What I'm saying is they came to do something and they revolutionized cinema, and it was probably one of the first films that landed on DVD when they were like, digital video disc, we're coming in sharp and digital, and this film's going to look sharp and digital. And it fucking, yeah, it does what it says in the tin. So they've gone out of the bullet time, that's right. So they've come out of the analog era and into the digital era with the biggest set of balls on DVD, right? It's one of the most sort of famous, earliest DVDs. What I'm trying to get with my point is here is that the aesthetic, the storyline, everything about it is matching. It's flawless. It's fucking, for what it is, again, love it or hate it, they've nailed it. They've absolutely nailed it. That very small sort of implication that's buried within the aesthetic is something that they've all nailed. They're all young, healthy, slim, very fit actors. Their haircuts are fucking binging. Like even like Lawrence Fishburne got some sort of like elder oracle sex appeal, or like this. Do you know what I'm saying? There's like character juice going on. There's like hero juice. There's like actor juice. Then there's like a bit of sex appeal juice going. They've got all of it sewn in very good. This Into the Sun going on here is easily, like, I don't want it too tight, mine, because I'm a grown man. And they're like, well, you know, try and say that to the cast of Matrix, because they were just like, we need it fucking, I want to see your balls in those trousers, bro. Like, Trinity, let's leave nothing to the imagination, because you've been working out for fucking 3.5 years on the bounce daily. Let's get it in. Like, let's not even give her outfit away. Let's just spray her down with like wet look paint. Do you know what I mean? Stick a set of pants on her and just spray her down. Just slip it. Like, what I'm saying is they're really going for it. So and that's what makes everything that it is in the Matrix, because that goes with it. It's stylized and it's all, they play the part is what I'm trying to say. That's what fucking actors do. This guy's like, we've already read and already learned that he can't even be on Under Siege 2 without changing the fucking script that he's already had part in writing. Nah, I'm not doing that. That sounds far. What do you mean he pushes my shoulder? That would never happen in real life. And I'm like, yeah, but this isn't real life, Steve, is it? So you can see, like, because of his ego and his lack of ability to be able to just be like, all right, I'm going to dial in for the cause. Right, I'm going to play the part. Like, I'm going to be part of this film. Look at Gary Oldman in True Romance. Mental. Unless someone said that's Gary Oldman, you'd be like, what? That's Gary Oldman? It's mad. It's mad. So talk about dialing in, right? And sometimes, like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Slow Horses, which is like a newish kind of series about the sort of like the agencies beyond Scotland Yard, like MI5 and stuff. But look at Gary Oldman in Slow Horses. Look at Gary Oldman in fucking True Romance. And look at Gary Oldman in Harry Potter. Like, that's a versatile actor. That man can flip. And you're totally dialed in. You believe that. Do you know what I mean? Even if you're like, well, I know it's fake. It's just like, what a guy like. So, then there's this. This is what I mean. There's someone here that refuses to sort of like really jump into the part because he needs to be Steven Seagal above anything. So like Seagal needs to be more than the part itself. Like he can't ever break character of Steven Seagal because he's already built himself up as this persona that people think is a reality. And I think that's not a reality at all. That's just a ball of lies. And he has to like keep that front up because inside, deep down, he's always been and still will always be that thin, winicky, asthma-ridden child. That's never that's deep. Allegedly, all this is, right? But they're like, this like has to like lie his way out of it and just fabricate his story. And this fabrication now, he can't ever break that because that's the real part that he's been playing all his time. So when it comes to him playing like Jonathan Cold and he go do the front cover of fucking Into the Sun by Ear, he can't even wear a tight jacket because he doesn't want to have too much sex appeal. He wants enough to look like he's going to cave your head in with a gun that's bigger than fucking Danny DeVito, but it has to be a pullback on it. Do you know what I mean? He's like, I'm not doing that. That's far. Don't touch my fucking arm. I'll batter you. He's still got all that going on. Every woman on set, he's just like, Steve, who's that? And he'd be like, that's Janice. She's bought the sandwich arms. She works in Greg's. And he'd be like, all right. Just giving her one of them. Mental. Look at it. Wet look. He's got it all wrong. He's fucked it up. It's looking perverse. It's looking weird. It's looking like a Nana's Council Mac. It's looking like polyester plastic Council Mac. More than a long leather wet look neo-goth. That's what's going on there. Into the Sun. Let's move on. Sorry guys, I went off. The leather is half past dead is another level too. We'll get to that. Where he appears... Wait. Into the Sun and Ticker, where he appears as part of a bar band. He's in the films as a band member. As does his fluency in other languages. He speaks Japanese in Into the Sun, and religion, Buddhism features prominently in The Glimmer Man and Belly of the Beast. His past as an Aikido teacher is also incorporated into several films. For example, Above the Law, which opens with a montage of real-life photos. We've seen this. Remember? Of Steven Seagal's own past. Or Shadow Man, where he is... Let's look at the Shadow Man. Look at these covers. Where he is seen given an Aikido demonstration. Several of his films also feature prominent political messages. Most notably, the environmentalism evident in On Deadly Ground. Look at On Deadly Ground. Pump action shotgun in the snow. What more could you want than Steven Seagal wearing an Indian jacket with fucking tassels on? He's got like a leather jacket. It's like a fucking suede leather jacket with like Navajo Indian tribe fucking pattern on the arm. Mojave, look at it. And he's holding a fucking pump action shotgun. Do you know in these films when he's like making like an environmental message and he's like, you've got to save the sea lions and look after the crows. I bet he's sat in the back of his trailer just like punching a chicken in half. And he's like, why are the ribs still in here? Why is there a rib cage in my chicken? And they're like, you wanted it authentic and organic. And he was like, fucking rib cage. What's this? Like the juxtaposition of wearing like a Native American jacket to say that he's in touch with nature as a Native American, then holding a fucking pump action shotgun while there's an oil rig in the background on fire. The juxtaposition is out of control. Think about it. Think about that. Think about like Native America, like the NRA modern America. Yeah, the crossover is mad. He's fucking mental. Stop it. Allegedly. Yeah, that's what I mean. Fuck the cows. Just have that for the hide. Just do all that. punch the chicken in half. But make sure you save the baby crows. Okay. Personal life. Deadly ground. While Seagal's acting and above the law gained praise from the likes of Roger Ebert. So let's have a look at him a minute. He's an American film critic, film historian, essayist, screenwriter, journalist, author. He wrote for the Chicago Sun. Who cares? Journalist. Right? F off. Seagal has repeatedly faced criticism from both critics and fans who accuse him of playing the same character in many ways. Do you reckon? Do you reckon? Fucking hell. Steven Seagal is Steven Seagal. In the documentary, the sensationalized and turned into an action film, Steven Seagal, the musical. Mental. Should have a counter on the screen, shouldn't I, of how many times I call something mental in this stream? Because there's so many mentals going off. That's mental. It's all mental. We need a mental counter. Right, so he faced criticism because he's playing the same character in all his movies, as well as displaying a lack of emotional range. He can't show no emotion. He can't show any emotion. Not that he can't show any emotion. Not that he's not capable of doing it on screen, because his acting's flawless. But, right, he's not allowed to show any emotion because he's a grown man. He can't show any emotion because there's no emotion to show. His character's not going to show any emotion. He doesn't rise to that. He's fully in control of his emotions. He's never going to emotionally react. What did I say? What the fuck did I say? This is emotion. What the fuck did I say? I'm going to send this tape in and see if I can get an action film. What did I fucking say? YouTube, I'm sorry about all the fuckings. But I said this. Because he's always going to keep the whisper. He never raises his voice. Because he's in control, and that's what men are. In control of their emotions at all times. I've never cried a tear, even when my mother passed. I just loosed go over her ankle and let her float down the river, and then watched the sunset. And the sunset was going too fast for me, so I concentrated, and I made the sun slow down. As he concentrated, and then the sun slowed down. He let a little fart out of his cheeks. Okay. Deadly ground. Wait. Emotional range. In fact, his typecasting has been informally referred to as Seagalism. This is so good. It's getting better. And has become the subject of much parody, which is where we all are right now. In 2008, author and critic Vern published Seagalology. Shut up. Seagalology, a study of the ass-kicking films of Steven Seagal. This is what we are doing. Someone's published... Look at this. Look at this book. We need this book. This guy's so scared of being his fucking face kicked up. Look, they've circled his fucking ponytail at the back. This guy's so scared of having his face kicked off by Steven Seagal. He's just called himself Vern. He's gone under a pseudonym. Mental. A work which examines Steven Seagal's filmology using the framework of author theory. An author theory is an artist with a distinctive approach. Vern describes themes of government corruption, political involvement, the CIA. We don't care what you're doing, bro. You're doing a worse job than we're about to do. We've been doing it, bruv. In the future. Because I know you did it in the past. We're doing a better job. We're doing the refined, definitive edition. The first edition breaks Seagal's career into 4 chronological eras, marked by specific differences in style and content. The 2012, we got all this to come. The 2012 updated edition adds a 5th era. These chronological eras describe different phases of Seagal's career and include the golden era. So the golden era is what I was sharpening to you a lot. The golden era is where we are gonna reside. Do you know what I mean? We should stay in what we should do, right, is stay in the golden era, take a little break, and then come back to the latter ones, the straight to DVD. Miss Under Siege, miss all that, because we'll just be watching good films. There's no reason to just watch good films because it's a waste of time. We know they're good films. I want pure, 100% unadulterated Steven Seagal blood running through the films that we see. We just need the man, the pig, the legend, the underworld overfiend. We need that guy. They miss all the writing and all the stuff where they're like, can you just do some acting, bro? And he's like, oh, taking it for the paycheck. We'll just flip to the back end then, to where he's like on his ass and fat and old. Not that we're up for, do you know what I mean? I'm not criticizing anybody who's fat and old. We're all going to get there. What I'm saying is that I just want to see that Steve versus this Steve. I just want to see Steve. That's what we're all going to do. The first edition, blah, 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 done all that. Fifth. These chronological eras, golden era, the period of Seagal's first successes, then the silver era, 92 to 97, during which Seagal saw the peak of his fame and made him high-profile blockbusters. So we're going to miss the silver era. Transitional period, which is 98 to 2002, during which he made lower-profile ensemble films, a lengthy direct-to-video period. That's us. So we're going DTV. We're going from golden era to DTV. That's us. That's us. I'm telling you, that's us. Period. His most prolific to date, 2003 2008, and in 2012 updated edition, a Chief Seagal. Period. Oh, we can have a look at that. During which Seagal moved into television and began reflecting elements of his Steven Seagal lawman persona in his films. Oh, for fuck's sake. Music. We're going to miss this. I feel like we need... Stop a minute. How much is left here? Okay, it's not much. We'll skim a bit of this, right? We'll skim a bit of this. Let's go to music. Right, plays guitar. Extensive collection of guitars previously owned by the Kings, Albert, BB, Freddie, Bo Diddley, Stevie Ray Vaughan. So he's collecting blues guitars, right? Muddy Waters, Jimi Hendrix, 2004 released his first album. Right, we know about all this. The soundtrack, Into the Sun, we know about all this. Concert tour, blah, blah, blah. Right, wait. Mojo Priest was released in 2006. Seagal used the material to embark on a concert tour. Mental. Tom Jurek of AllMusic panned the album, rating it 1.5 stars out of 5, stating that Seagal's guitar playing really rises above bar band pedigree. Excellent. We're going to law enforcement work now. I know. Right, hang on. All of his music takes itself so seriously that it borders on delusional excess. Do you reckon? I think nearly everything he's done borders on delusional excess. Borders is mad as well. I'd say fucking resides. I wouldn't even say frequents. I'd just be like exists in delusional excess. Born for. Do you know what I mean? Like born and bred out of and in. Has got cousins and whole families. Siblings inside delusional excess. That's all I'd say. Allegedly. Law enforcement work. Seagal has been a reserve deputy chief in... We know this. It's bollocks. He's never been a chief. They just fucking gave him the badge. What do they call it? Ceremoniously. It's ceremoniously awarded a deputy sheriff because he's bringing the telly to the fucking... They brought cameras and all there. And the police were also like, fucking hell, he's in the films. Guaranteed 70% of the people that are on the force know who he is, but don't really know any of his films. Can't quote anything, can't picture him, can't, none of it. None of these men even use IMDb. They don't give a fuck. They're just guys doing the real thing. They're doing the jobs. They're out here, do you know what I mean? Punching people, knocking them out, taking names. They're just going home pissed up and shagging. That's it. That's what's going on out here. Steve's pulling up and they're like, we got cameras with him, so he must be someone. Out of the 70% that don't know him, one of them watched one of the films, fell asleep drunk. Didn't even watch an old film. He's like, I don't know, man. Fucking. He'll work in the morning. Here we go. Here we go. It says, BOYO. He says, then Sheriff Harry Lee asked Seagal to join the force. Seagal's rank in Louisiana was ceremonial. So it's bullshit. A series that followed him around. Anyway, we know about this. There was a series that followed him around, kicking doors in pretend to be a cop. And he's basically tapping down people that the cops pull over. He's doing a ride-along series, basically. He's like, I want to show like cops, but I'm the cop. I'm the main cop. Fucking mental. But halfway through season 2, he got accused and took to court. On April 14th, 2000. Yeah, here we go. The series was suspended by Jefferson Parish Sheriff Newell Normand due to an sexual trafficking lawsuit filed against Seagal. That is mad. That is proper mad, though, isn't it? Like, that's what we're saying. Like, trafficking's mental, especially when you're on telly as a police officer. That's some fucking bollocks he got on him. The suit was later dropped. A&E, because he was accused of it, right? I don't know. A&E resumed the show for a second season, which began October. So that was in season 1. They stopped it once. Production on season 3 started. So we read earlier that the end of season 2, then his personal assistant was like, he's grabbed my leg and he slapped my ass and like he's doing stuff to me. Then on. They stopped that one and they flipped season 3 to a cheaper, lesser known production company or channel or whatever. Mad. It's like a Mexican cable channel or whatever. Spanish. What are we doing? Lawsuit. A&E resumed the show. Second season began. Production on season 3 started in 2011 with a change of location from Louisiana, to Arizona. 2 episodes were scheduled to be aired beginning in 2012. Shortly before the episodes were aired, season 3 was suspended with no explanations given. We know why. Season 3 premiered in 2014 instead of 2012. Mental. Years went by. But the show was not renewed for a 4th season. In October 2011, Seagal was sworn in as the Sheriff's Department's deputy sheriff at the Hudspeth County, Texas, a law department responsible for patrolling a 98-mile stretch of the Texas-Mexico border. He's border patrol. Business ventures. Right, where are we now? Wait there. We're going to jump the like... Here we go. There's conflicts going on down there. Right, we're going to go straight to there now. Because let's just do business ventures. Stop. Seagal was to be featured in 97 in an action video game for Nintendo 64 and PlayStation, Deadly Honor. It was cancelled for undisclosed reasons in its beta phase of development. 2005, Seagal Enterprises began work with an energy drink known as Steven Seagal's Lightning Bolt. Shit the bed. Steven Seagal's Lightning Bolt is mad. Steven Seagal's Lightning Bolt, man. He couldn't even come up with a name. He couldn't be like... Let's call it like Power Slap. Even that, my first try. I would totally buy a can of Power Slap. And then just leave him on the fucking LTD. Leave him on the company's house. Do you know what I mean? Just put his name on there. Like, why you gotta be Steven Seagal's Lightning Bolt? Because in his head, he's round the table and he's like, that's what's gonna sell it, bro. People are gonna watch my films. They're gonna drink my energy drink while they're watching the films. Are they, though? Power Slap can travel further. Like, Power Slap can get into people's houses that don't know who Steven Seagal is. Anybody can be drinking Power Slap. People are like, oh, chuck me a can of Power Slap, man. Do you know what I mean? But it has since been discontinued. Seagal also marketed an aftershave called Scent of Action. Shut. Fuck off. Stop. I'm going to eBay. This is not good. Stop. Is there a link to it? Stop. Wait. Give me that. Stop. Steven Seagal's Scent of Action. Please. Look. Aftershave. Scent of energy, scent of action. If the thing exists, I must see it. Steven Seagal's website is of no help. To say it's shaky, to give it unreliability a bad name. Guys, so there's the drink. Can you see the drink there? There's Steven Seagal's lightning bolt. And it's got like a symbol on the front and then his face on the bottom. This is getting better and better all the time, innit? We're never going to find that aftershave away. Scent of action is out of control. And range, he's released a range of knives and weapons. In 2013, Seagal joined newly formed Russian firearms manufacturer Norcyrus, representing the company in both a promotional capacity as well as lobbying for the easement of US import restrictions on Russian sporting firearms. What's he playing at? Personal life. Extensive sword collection. He's got one-time custom-made gun. Wait. And at one time had a custom gun made for him once a month. Monthly gun subscriptions. 12 guns a year he's on. Seagal owns a home in Mandeville Canyon in Los Angeles, right? A home in Louisiana. He formerly lived in Staten Island in New York. Seagal is Buddhist. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Seagal holds citizenships in 3 countries: United States, Serbia, and Russia. Born in the United States, he possesses... Okay. Citizenship while in Japan. First wife, daughter. Yeah, we know about all this. So stop. Hang on. There's more. He had a son, right? We knew that. Writer and actress. Okay. Seagal left, back in the States. During this time, he met actress and model Kelly LeBrock. There's Kelly LeBrock. Right? With whom he began an affair that led to Fujitani granting him a divorce. Mad. Seagal was briefly married to actress Adrienne LaRussa. There she is. In 1984, but the marriage was annulled the same year over concerns that his divorce had not yet been finalized. They're arguing. They're fucking. There's rows in her. And LeBrock gave birth to Seagal's daughter, Annalisa, in early 87. Seagal and LeBrock married in September 87, and their son Dominic was born in 1990. Okay. The following year, LeBrock filed for divorce, deciding... All right. Wait, 1 second. Okay. Citizenship, divorce. Seagal married to a Mongolian. Okay, he married a Mongolian, better known as Ellie. They were sent together. So he's just marrying and shagging everyone. Right? Great. After graduation, no one cares about this. Seagal has 7 children from 4 relationships. He has 4 grandchildren, 2 grandchildren by his eldest son, and 2 granddaughters. Right, cool. Here we go. Here's the juice. Who's with us? Guys, put number 1s in the chat if you're still awake and you're into the juice. One's in the chat for the juice. Here comes the allegations and lawsuits. May 91 doing the filming of Out for Justice. Here we go. Warner Brothers employees. What's that? Renee Renee Malone, Nicole Selinger, and Christine Keeve accused 3 of them on one set. Stop it. One film, 3 allegations, 3 different women accused him of SH. In return for remaining silent, Malone and another woman received around $50,000 each in an out-of-court settlement. Around the same time, at least 4 actresses said that Seagal had made sexual advances, typically during late-night casting sessions. Late-night casting sessions. Late-night casting sessions. Not 9 a.m. casting test screens. Panel. Do you think she's going to be good? Yes, no. Read the lines out. Late night casting sessions is just come round like you in the film. Come round like you in the film is mad. Mad. Nuts. Nuts. 50 grand each out of court. Same time, at least 4 actresses that said Seagal. So there's another 4. There's 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7. On the same film. 7 around the same time. Typically during late night casting sessions. In another incident, Jenny McCarthy, there she is, Playboy magazine model, said that Seagal asked her to undress during an audition for Under Siege 2 Dark Territory. Right. I mean, I don't know what casting sessions do, but if you're like a page 3 model and you're being cast in a film for that, I'm not backing him on this. I'm just like speaking my mind as it thinks, speaking logically. Isn't that what models, page 3 models, Playboy models do? I don't mean like they just undress willy-nilly everywhere on command. They're not like in the shop or whatever buying milk. And they're like, that's that woman of the magazines always got her tits out. Let's not look your tits in, get them out. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you're at an audition for a film that potentially you're going to be like scantily clad or naked in. Like if your scene is naked or like topless or whatever, then maybe, and I'm not vouching for him, I'm just talking about the process of casting. Like if he was in a film and they were like, you're playing the part of dick out homeless man. I'm like, dick out homeless man? You're like, yeah, you're a homeless guy and you got your dick out. And you'd be like, you said that last bit really fast. So the guy that I'm playing is dick out homeless man. Is that right? And they're like, that's it, yeah. And they're like, you said it fast again. And it's a homeless man with his dick out. And you're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, so fast. So what do you want me to do then? Look, read the line. Where's my crack pipe? And then stand up. And your trousers fall down. And he dick's out. I'm like, sorry mate, you whispered that last bit again. You were paused and you read the line. Where's my crack pipe? Then you stand up and your trousers fall down because the rope is undone. It's holding your hobo pants up. And your penis is out. You're like, it's out. Right, cool. And then what? Well, then you sort of run towards the camera and off screen. Like, so are my hips going to fill the frame? Yeah. We're planning on doing, on the storyboard at least anyway. I didn't write it. One of the guys did it. The storyboard is we're planning a transition off the nape of your shaft. Like, a transition? Yeah, it's just technical terminology. The camera's going to zoom in to the nape of your dick, and it's going to transition out then into a cocktail sausage on a plate in a diner. A cocktail sausage, right? Okay, so should we do the how much is this paying? We'll see. It's a percentage of the overall take that we have on the film, but it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot, man. Oh, right. Okay, so I guess, I mean, you don't need me to get my dick out now, though, do you? Well, just because I just got pants and stuff on, and I think, no, yeah, why not? Why not? There's no one here. Just do it full on. Like, maybe it's that kind of situation where they're like, the part is like, you're gonna have your tits out in the film, so whip them out. Not like, oh, don't say that. Do you know what I mean? She's bound to have the script and say, nudity part, you know, whatever. So again, I'm not backing him. I'm just saying, of course, Jenny McCarthy's going to say Steven Seagal asked her to undress during an audition. So who knows, right? Full for it, yeah. The dick transition would be mad, wouldn't it? It just does this. It goes like, and then zooms out of a cocktail sausage in a. They should let me write a film. They should just totally let me write a film. I need their funding to write a film. In 1995, Steven Seagal was charged with employment discrimination, SH, and breach of contract. Cheryl Schumann filed a case against Seagal, accusing him of threatening and beating her during the filming of On Deadly Ground. Mad. And what covers it? This one. The juxtaposition of the Navajo, the Native Indian jacket made out of rawhide, holding a fucking American-made shotgun. Double, like, pump action. Oil rig on fire. Mad. In August 95, Los Angeles Superior Court, Judge Judge Hiroshi Fujisaki dismissed the case, calling the claims repetitive and unintelligible. On April 12th, 2010, 23-year-old Caden, this is his personal assistant now, filed a lawsuit. We've read that one. Requesting more than $1 million in damages in her suit. She alleged Seagal engaged in illegal trafficking of females for sex, failure to prevent SH, and wrongful termination. Yeah, we done all this. He denied the allegations. He's fucking... but his reality Steve Seagal lawman was suspended. Yeah, we've done this. So August 30th, 2011, Jesus Sanchez Lavera filed a lawsuit against Seagal over his part in a Maricopa County police raid with heavy weapons, notably including an army surplus tank. What the fuck? Of Lavera's residence for suspicion of cockfighting. The incident was taped for Seagal's A&E reality show, Steve Seagal Lawman. Lavera was seeking $100,000 for damages caused during the raid and a letter of apology from Seagal to... He wanted his writing and our signature for the death of their family pet. Lavera claimed that his 11-month-old puppy was shot and killed during the raid. No way. Lavera failed to file court-ordered paperwork after his attorney withdrew from the case and lawsuit was dismissed. 2017 actress, who is this? She's an Ally McBeal. Does anyone know her from Ally McBeal? She accused Seagal of SH again, another one. Her during the movie audition. He's running auditions, isn't he? He's doing these auditions. DeRossi alleged that during an audition in Seagal's office, he told her how important it was to have chemistry off screen before unzipping his pants. Bro. Dark Seagal. He's like, I've got part of your payment by here. Let me just get it out. Mad. Seagal's just on this. On April 18th appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Catherine Haig alleged on the final day of shooting for Under Siege 2 that Seagal told her that he had girlfriends the same age as the 16-year-old. Oh, man. Kimmel responded by displaying a photo from the film's promotional tour showing Seagal's hand on Hagel's, am I reading her name right? Chest while they posed for a photo. November the 9th, 2017, Dutch model. They're just racking up now, aren't they? They're racking right up. There were 7 on the first film, mind. 7 accusations on the first film. Surely some of them might be, but not all. Fabiola Dadis posted a statement on her Instagram account. This is 17. It's 2017, mind. It's fucking 2026. This is 9 years ago. Still at it. Still at it, mind. Still at it, mind. It's 2017. This man's grown. This man was grown in the 80s. This is a fully grown man in the 80s, mind. Like, he's... This is top, right? Stating that she also had been sexually essayed by Seagal years earlier. On January 2018, actress Rachel Grant publicly accused Seagal of SA in 2002 during pre-production of his direct-to-video film Out for the Kill. So this is a previous claim. So obviously, again, it's not to make it any better. What I'm saying is, though, we have one from 2017. Oh, no, that was years earlier as well. So sorry, these are people coming out later that happened during the 2000s. So he's in the 2000s. He's like, I'm in under siege in our mind. And he's just chucking it about. And they're all coming out the woodwork, though. When they get old enough to know better, or when they've got the guts to do it, or whatever the reason that they've managed to muster up the courage and be like, fuck this, I'm saying something. Then they've all started talking, and they've all come out the woodwork. And he's like, fucking hell, like, that's got to be a lie, isn't it? Like, he can't remember his lies anymore. He's just like, mental. Stating that she lost her job on the film after the incident. In February 2018, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office acknowledged that it was reviewing a potential SA abuse case involving Seagal. March 2018, Jesus Christ. Regina Simmons publicly claimed that in 93, when she was 18, Seagal hired her at his home when she arrived for what she thought was a rap party for the movie On Deadly Ground. In 2018, Los Angeles prosecutors refused to charge the actor based on Regina Simmons' accusations due to California's state statute of limitations. 2 months later, the case involving the actress Rachel Grant was dismissed for the same reasons. So, like, I don't get what's going on here, right? Like, I know that systems can be bent, and I know that, like, people can be paid off. Like, you can have friends in high places, judges. Like, there's so many different ways to handle things, and obviously all of which are wrong. But it doesn't stop that from happening. But we're talking multiple stack-ups here. They stacking up, innit? They're stacking right up to the brim, and none of them are landing. No one of them has landed on his doorstep and been... Do you know what I'm saying? No one of them... No one of them has landed on his lap and been like, you charged, bruv. Like, there it is. Because surely all these different women... Like... Again, let's play devil's advocate. Let's say Jenny McCarthy, 2 of these other women, for example, right? Were just like not getting a lot of work. They've been working their asses off. Jenny McCarthy's been pulling her tits out for time. Like, maybe she's had enough of the game. Let's say this is a made up scenario, hypothetical example, and she's like, "I've had a fuck for this. All I've had in my life is I've just been objectified by men." And then people are like, "Well, you know, you've." Does what says the tin. Like, you've walked on me a top off, but she's like, yeah, but I deserve respect. Like, I wanted to come in as, like, you know, an exotic, whatever she wants to label herself as, for a reason, for lamping out her wobblers, right? For just slinging out jubblies for cash. There's obviously tiers to it. Do you know what I mean? Because she's not like dishing out feels for £2 on a corner. Yeah? She's not getting covered in icing for, like, cash on collection, just in motels. There's a spectrum of how you can market yourself and do these kinds of things. So she's coming through as, like, an upgraded, a sort of, like, a high quality page 3 model because she does like all this kind of stuff. Whatever. What I'm trying to get to is, let's just say all that's cool and all that's above board. You still deserve, you know, in her line of work, there still deserves to be like rule sets, and it doesn't mean to say that like someone can act like an animal and just being like, oh, you've got him out, so like, I get it. Do you know what I mean? It's still work from her perspective, and it's still sort of a profession from, you know, not my opinion, from her perspective of what she does. But let's just say hypothetically, she's like, fuck this. There's not enough money in it, and I'm starting to feel a bit objectified, even though I made the choice to come into this scene and this work. Maybe I'm starting to regret it. Who knows? All right, cool. Like, so she's like, I'm gonna just start accusing people. So I wonder how many people she's accused. Because if he's the only one she's accused, then that's kind of saying something, even if we haven't got no evidence. Again, it's speculation. But what if just pick 3 of these women are all like serial accusers? Then you can kind of start weighing certain things up and going, all right, cool. He's in a scene where he's surrounded himself with like women that all, you know, actresses or whoever these people are, that it's a dirty scene. It's a muddy kind of like situation in the industry where when people start running out of money, they start saying stuff. But like, who can I fucking drop shit on? But we talking, like, we're not talking 1 or 2. We're in the 10s. Do you know what I mean? We might be in, you know, 20s of people. This is the ones that are documented here, right? And what? None of them have landed. None of them have landed. Mad. So what I'm trying to say is even though there's no evidence or none of them seem to land on his lap, he's not charged, because a lot of people will be like, well, he wasn't charged, so he's not guilty. And you're like, all right, cool. I'm not saying he is, but I'm definitely not saying he isn't, because when you think logically, think of the logistics of how many have accused him on different sets and different things or whatever, and saying that's not the right behavior or whatever. Again, personal preference, a personal opinion. Some people might be like, well, that's not really. And you're like, well, okay, I don't think you get to decide that as a person, do you? Of what is comfortable and what is uncomfortable for other people to go through in sets or in private quarters or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Because if someone feels uncomfortable or they're not fucking cool with it, they're not cool with it. And, you know, if that costs them the part and they don't get the part, fuck it. Like, fuck your part. Like, that's kind of how it goes, right? So it's not like tough shit. It's like, no, something was wrong. So I guess that's why the courts get involved in that then. But when you've got like allegations of R at your own house at a rap party, like, come on, man. Come on, bro. That's heavy allegations. Victim of attempted extortion. Seagal became... Okay. Right, so there was a legal case involving his producer. I'm going to try and just rip through this now. Nassau attempted to extort Seagal. Nassau produced 7 of Seagal's films, beginning with Marked for Death. The two became best friends, according to Seagal, and formed... So they formed a production company together, like Seagal Nassau Productions. Their relationship became strained, however, and their partnership ended in 2000, believing that Seagal owed him $3 million in compensation for backing out of a 4-film deal, which I'm not saying it's true, but look at this man's track record and known that he's been like pigeonholed as a pathological liar. Fuck me. Nassau enlisted members of the Gambino crime family to threaten Seagal in an attempt to recoup money Nassau alleged... Look. So this is already telling that the film industry have got dirty money involved. Yeah? Like, shit's coming from everywhere. Gambino family captain Anthony Ciccone, first visited Seagal in Toronto during the filming of Exit Wounds. Oof. In January 2001, Primo Casarino and other gangsters picked up Seagal by car to bring him to a meeting with what? With Ciccone at a Brooklyn restaurant. Classic, just doing it properly. At the meeting, Ciccone reportedly told Seagal that he had a choice of making 4 promised movies with Nassau or paying Nassau a penalty of 150 grand per movie. And that if Seagal refused, Chacon would get rid of the boy. Seagal, who later claimed that he brought a handgun to the meeting, was able to stall Chacon and escape in the meeting. And he's done one of his films in real life. He's done one of his films in real life. The mafia's got hold of him. They've put him into a restaurant. They've been like, look, bro, you owe the man money. You either pay the money or, yeah, shit's going to go down, bro. Like, it's not even shit's going to go down. You're doing the movie. You got 3 choices, bro. You're doing the movies, showing the money. You're paying a fee per movie, penalty, or the worst possible scenario. Like, you're not getting out of your life. And he's like, okay, can I take a minute to decide? He's like, you've got 2 minutes. Doing that 2 minutes. What if I need a wee? Well, go and have a wee then. Hurry up. Okay. He's gone for a wee. He's jumped out the fucking window. Mental. Absolutely mental. Let me go get my dog. He's screaming.
Raise low, rhythm on my backpack, no. Speed on, be slow. Riding on the left if foe. Started an assassin. Got the peace in mind. But I'd be nice.
Right. Extortion. So he later claimed he brought anger to the meeting and was able to stall Chacon and escape them unarmed. In spring 2001, Seagal sought out another mobster. A Genovese crime family. Let's have a little read about them in a minute. They're an Italian-American mafia crime family and one of the 5 families that dominate organized crime activities in New York City and New Jersey as part of the... So this is real shit, right? Captain Angelo Prisco, okay. To act as a peacemaker, he visited Prisco in prison, mental, and paid Prisco's lawyer $10,000. In March 17, 2003, all right, Chacon convicted... He was convicted... and others were convicted of labor racketeering, extortion, and 63 other counts under racketeer influence, corruption, organization. Right. Seagal testified for the prosecution about the mobster's extortion attempt. Nassau pleaded guilty to the charge of extortion conspiracy. In February 2004, he was sentenced to a year and a day in prison. Bro. Imagine grassing up mafia, right? He's grassing up mafia for the man to get a year. The man's done a year and a day. The man's done a year and a day. That's fuck all. He's coming for you, Steve. He's coming for you. You better get that chop ready, bro. You better get that fucking roundhouse kick practice. You got 365 days. You got 366 days to practice. Because you ain't going to kick a bullet away from your fucking face, you. I mean, he might. Right, because he testified against him. Fined $75,000 and ordered to take mental health counseling on release from jail. In 2008, Nassau agreed to drop a $60 million lawsuit against Seagal for an alleged breach of contract. Unbelievable. Conflicts with stuntmen. He's having conflicts with stuntmen now. We're not going to go into this political activism. Right? And fuck the politics. Seagal has been accused by former stunt performers who have worked with him, including Kane Hodder, there he is, Steve Quadros, Gene LaBelle of intentionally hitting stuntmen during scene. What the Stop. What did I say earlier? What did I say? I said, it's too mad. It's too mad. It's too mad. It's too mad. I said earlier, didn't I, that like, he's hitting them for real. He's just like, that's the reason why they look so good. It's because they're meant to be. He's smacking them around like. Mental. Intentionally hitting stuntmen during scenes. Additionally, while serving as stunt coordinator for Out for Justice, LaBelle allegedly got into an on-set altercation with Seagal over his mistreatment of some of the film's stunt performers. After the actor claimed that, due to his Aikido training, he was immune to being choked unconscious. LaBelle supposedly offered Seagal the opportunity to prove it. This is perfect. What I say, you can't knock me out. I'm unknockable outable. You can't knock me out. I'm unknockoutable. You can't. I'm immune to being knocked out. You can't take the air from my body. I'm literally trained so hard. Like, I'm like a human diamond, bro. Like, you need to go and get a diamond cutler to get rid of me. Because it's not going to happen, bro. And then the man's like, all right, cool. I'll knock you out. Do you want me to knock you out? Then it's kicked off. You can't be choked unconscious, rather, sorry. LaBelle supposedly offered Seagal the opportunity to prove it. With Seagal's permission, LaBelle then successfully choked him unconscious. He choked him out. LaBelle choked him out. With Seagal losing bowel control. He shit himself. He shit his pants. He's choked. Not only has he choked the man out when he said he's unchokeable. You can't knock me out, bro. You can't choke me out. It's impossible. Seagal has shit his pants on the set. He's got shit on his cheeks. He's shit his pants. He's got a turd in his pantaloons. Incredible. He shit himself. He's choked him out till he shit his pants. He's got shit on his ass. This is This is so good. This is probably one of the best stories I've ever heard about anyone. He's like, I'll knock you out, bro. Do you want me to do it? He's like, go on in. Go on in. And he's like, don't hurt. Don't hurt. Bowel gone. Shit down his legs. Cheeks covered. Mental. Mental. It's like a macro box of Freddo bars have been melted in his jeans. Pants wrecked. Cheeks covered. Legs drenched. Shit everywhere. It's crazy. Fuck me. Let's keep going. With Seagal... Hang on. I need to read that line again. LaBelle then successfully choked him unconscious with Seagal losing bowel control. He shit his ass. He shit ass. Although LaBelle has not directly confirmed the rumor, he implied that it was true in a 2012 interview. Oh, man. It's true. Seagal's bodyguard and stuntman, Stephen Lambert, and his butler, stated that a confrontation did happen. So hang on, his security guards confirmed it, during which Seagal elbowed LaBelle before he could lock the hold. This is fucking unbelievable. Listen to this. Listen to this, mind. Grown men talking about what's happened, and he's like put out a counter story. He's like, nah, man, I fucking told him I'd knock him out, and he said, you can't knock me out. He's like, I fucking choked him out, and he shit his pants. He's fucking shit his pants. He got shit on his legs. It stinks. We're on a set, and it's fucking buzzing, mind. It's mad. It's buzzing. He's been eating burritos in there all day and just chewing on fucking, do you know what I mean? Sugar snakes. Fucking fizzy lips and that. Coming in with a fucking 2 packs of Werther's Originals, man, in his top pocket. Reckon he's too hard to fucking suck them. She's gonna bite them. Mad. Looked at the packet in the bin. It was the chewy ones. Prick. Shit ass. Mad. So he said that he's choked him out from a fucking... He's choked him out cold, man, and he shit his pants. And then he's like... Steve's got his bodyguard and been like, you've got to put out a different story. You've got to tell him that as he choked me... Yeah, it did happen, but as he choked me, I went like and elbowed him. That's what they put out there. Fucking mental. Mental. Seagal's bodyguard and stuntman, Stephen Lambert, stated that a confrontation did happen, during which Seagal elbowed LaBelle before he could lock the hold, after which LaBelle flipped Seagal. Oh, man. Seagal has directly denied that confrontation took place, calling LaBelle a sick, pathological scumbag liar. So, like, do you know sick and scumbag? And then, like, liar, then pathological. Do you know that? Do you know scumbag and all that? That's him getting nasty because he shit his pants. That's him getting nasty because a grown man got shit on his cheeks from another man choking him out. We need to get animations on this show, don't we? Because, do you know this? Yeah? The animations would kick in there. With the flip, the choke, the bowel emptying. We need it, yeah. We need cartoons. Robert Wall. Oh, no. It is Robert. But Robot. Robot's mad. They've written that wrong, haven't they? Shoot, it's Robert. She fucking Bobby Brick, like. Robert Wall included LaBelle in his Dirty Dozen. A list of martial arts willing to answer to a public challenge made by Seagal. Wait. Robert Wall included LaBelle in his Dirty Dozen. A list of martial artists willing to answer to a public challenge made by Seagal. So Seagal's put a challenge out there. I will fight anyone. Robert Wall's come up with a list that included LaBelle, knowing that LaBelle made him shit himself. He's put him in the list. So he's got to fight Seagal legally now on paper because Seagal's like, I'll fight anyone. LaBelle, however, declined to participate as the feud with Seagal was hurting him professionally. He did, however, criticize Seagal for his treatment of stuntmen and left open the possibility of a professional fight if Seagal wanted. Allegations of mistreatment towards stuntmen have continued throughout Seagal's later career, with both stuntmen, Peter Harris Kent. Look. You've got men and women complaining about this fella. Fucking hell, like. Come on, man. Come on, like. Not everyone's. Do you know what I mean? It's mental. Okay. Mistreatment throughout Seagal's later career, with both stuntmen, Peter Harris Kent, Arnold Schwarzenegger's stunt double. Big Arnie. Look at Arnie, mind. How can it look like he's smiling when his mouth's downturned? You got downturned smile. Like both ends of his smile is pointing towards the floor. It's touching his shoulders, mind. And he looks like he's smiling. Can you imagine how nasty he looks when he's happy? Fuck me. Don't be thinking about. And Mike Leader publicly criticizing his on-set antics. Actor? Oh, it's fucking Luigi. What's his name? What's his name in the gangster film? John Alberto Leguizamo. I'm probably reading that wrong. I'm sorry for bastardizing your name, John. Also claimed that during rehearsals on Executive Decision, in retaliation for laughing at him, he did laugh at him as well. You could tell John laughed in his face. He's just been like, prick. He's just done one of them to him. He's been like, what a cock. He's done one of them to him. In retaliation for laughing at him, Seagal caught him off guard and knocked him into a brick wall. Mad. Michael J. White, who stood there, ready to punch your face in on his photograph, who acted with him in a number of movies, stated that he routinely hit stuntmen and that he was known for it. Known for it, mind. Known for it. What'd I say? He said they just accepted it. However, he stated that Seagal never hit him. Fuck me. So all this activism shit, we're going to miss all this, right? Look. We're going to miss all of this. Guys. What are we saying? Get your ones up in the chat. If you're still with us. And if you think this is fucking out of control. Let's get some photos up of Seagal. This man, after everything I've just read. Look. Beard dyed. Hair. Mental. Look at that. He's going to be coming for us now, isn't he? Or me, bare minimum. Just for reading what's written on the internet. Hang on. We haven't took some of them glasses. Look at them glasses. Fuck me. Blurred. He's playing guitar there, though. What are we talking like? Your mother's best curtains made into a waistcoat. Look at this. There he is. With Putin. Look at Steve. Right, this big ass. Right, cool. So, we lawmanned it. We've Steven Seagal it to fucking bits, yeah, right? Wait there.
Making me do something called the makiwara, and you just punch that makiwara and you learn how to punch for about 2 years. And I kept saying to him, I see you have other students here, I want to fight them. And he said, why don't you?
He's not punching a piece of wood for 2 years. He's not punching a piece of wood. He can't even do a line that he wrote 2 minutes ago because he changes it straight away. This man is a liar, bona fide liar, unbelievable.
You learn how to punch before you want to fight.
And when you fight, you will fight to destroy. And if they die, that's fine.
So I just
What? That's not fine. It's fucking murder, son.
thought nobody's going to beat me. And nobody did.
Stop it. Stop it. Pack it in. Guys, karate completed it. We can't go on with this. We can't. Do you know what I'm saying? It's mental. Massive love for everyone tuning in. Do me a favor. Hit that fucking subscribe button. Hit the subscribe. Hit the like. Drop some comments. Let me know what you're thinking about Steve. We all know what we all think about Steve. It's mental. Give it a share. Give it a like. Watch this video 1,000 times. It's tapped. It's absolutely tapped. Hopefully there'll be an edited version in the future. It's mad. Big love to all the live chat, all everyone in here and all that. You know what it is. BOYO World uncoverings, investigates, fucking whatever we're doing here. We love it. You love it. There's nothing not to love. Apart from Steve. You gotta love Steve for who he is. You don't love the things that Steve do, but we love how hard this man can bullshit. This man is like probably the biggest liar on earth, which is mad. It's mad. Imagine, I'm not even going over it. One thing we're going to take from it though is, guys, if you're going to tell lies, make sure you don't get choked out and shit yourself. Right? Words of wisdom. If you're going to be the world's biggest fucking liar, make sure that you don't get choked out cold and shit your pants on set. Right? So until next time, keep your cheeks clean.